Welcome to beautiful Sacramento. Your setting for the first ever football matchup between two historically black colleges to be played in Northern California. It's Texas Southern versus Shaw University in the Capital City Football Classic. Only on Comcast Sportsnet. A beautiful sunny afternoon here in Northern California. Shaw University making the trip from Raleigh, North Carolina. Texas Southern here from Houston. Should be a good one. We're glad that you're with us here on Comcast Sportsnet. And hi again, everybody. Grant Napier along with Eric Davis. And here we are in Sacramento, a team from North Carolina, a team from Texas, and a good opportunity for the football fans in this area to get a look at two schools ordinarily they wouldn't see.
Well, when you talk about an HBC game, you're talking about not only a football game, but you're talking about a celebration of music, culture, and sports.
All right, let's talk about Texas Southern first. Johnny Cole, their head coach, wants to run a big play offense. He's given the controls to Bobby Reed.
Well, Bobby Reed is definitely the trigger man for him. Bobby Reed is a transfer in from Oklahoma State. Was the starting quarterback for the 2006 Independence Bowl. He can make all the throws, has a big-time arm. He's definitely a guy that has a chance to play at the next level.
All right, let's talk about Shaw University. And there's a guy on the team, Lewis Ellis, that they feel is NFL prospect ready to go. You'll hear his name a lot today.
Well, defensive football starts up front, and Lewis Ellis is definitely the guy for them. Preseason All-American, Division II, CIAA Player of the Year in 07. Expect big things from him tonight. Expect him to come out and wreak havoc.
All right, so we're about ready to go here from Hughes Stadium in Sacramento. Texas Southern against Shaw. We'll come back. We'll have the opening kickoff and more coming up for you next here on Comcast Sportsnet.
There's a literator in all of us. And on game day,
and we welcome you back to Hughes Stadium in Sacramento. Grant Napier along with Eric Davis, soon to be joined by J.J. Stokes. And that right there, the daughter of Jerry Rice, will be talking with Jerry in just a moment as the third member of our broadcast crew, J.J. Stokes, will join us in just a bit. As you look at the Tigers of Texas Southern taking the field, they are 0-2, and they've had trouble with points on the board. Johnny Cole, the first year of his reigns on this program, really did a nice deed. He lives north of Houston, and last night he invited every single member of the families of his coaching staff to his house, which was out of harm's way of Hurricane Ike. So they talked to a couple of people with Texas Southern, Eric, and they said the good news is that everything seems to be okay back home. They don't know when they're going to be able to get back home. It certainly won't be tonight. They don't feel that they will be able to get home until at least Monday. But the good news from speaking with everybody is everything seems to be okay back home. And there is the Shaw Bears, again from Raleigh, North Carolina. One win and one loss, and they enter the game coming off a nice victory after the opening season loss. Again, Johnny Cole, the head coach of Texas Southern. I'll tell you one thing, these guys, especially in the high humidity areas of North Carolina and Texas, they won't have any problem. I know you used to play with the 49ers and train in Rockland where it was 100, 105 degrees, but a dry heat.
Well, so's an oven. but no, these teams, neither one of these teams should have any problems with the heat today. It is a warm day out there on the field, but again, expect conditioning to not be a problem.
Terrell Asbury, the head coach of Shaw University. We talked with him via conference call in the middle of the week. He was very excited to come to Sacramento, very much looking forward to the Capital City Classic, the first annual, and he has his Shaw Bears hopefully ready to go. The Shaw University marching band, and we'll be checking in with them as they perform at halftime. Texas Southern, they want to run what they call the hobo offense. Shaw University marching band, and we'll be checking in with them as they perform at halftime. Texas Southern, they want to run what they call the hobo offense. High octane, big play offense, and it is yet to materialize, but it is a work in progress for Johnny Cole in his first year as head coach.
But they say you're going to take the ball
team because you exemplify leadership ability. I expect for you to show that leadership ability on the field today by the use of sportsmanship. We get it? Okay, okay. You are the visitors. You're going to make the call. I have a head, a tail. What's your call? Tail. Tail? Tails is the call? Tails is the call. Heads is the fall. You want to defer. Back up a little bit for me, guys. Shaw has won the toss. Leg to defer. You want the ball. Which goal you want to defend? Okay? Shake hands, guys. Let's have a great ball game.
Well, there you heard it. The coin toss won by Shaw. They defer, so they'll get the ball to start the second half. Texas Southern will get their hands on the football first. And we'll look at Johnny Cole's hobo offense, high-octane, big play offense. First season, you know, he was a quarterback back with the Tigers of Texas Southern in the early 80s. Still holds a lot of the records with that university.
Well, you know, he better hope that that offense is 93 octane. Because as you see, Shaw did exactly what I would expect him to do, go out on defense. They won the toss, they deferred to the second half. They want to get their defense out on the field. It is the strength of their team. So you better hope that things get going for them in a hurry.
All right, as mentioned, the third member of our broadcast team, former wide receiver, and he was a dandy, J.J. Stokes. J.J.?
Yes, this is a great opportunity today. And today, opportunity is the word, as we have two historic black colleges come out today and perform for us. It's opportunity for those that are less fortunate and get an opportunity to learn about college, and that's what the black college experience is about. We're going to see opportunity on the field today, and it's going to be a great one as Texas Southern takes on Shaw University.
All right, J.J. And I won't let him know that at last check it was 49-0. His UCLA Bruins, his alma mater, on the losing end of that score, Eric.
I'll let him know. AJ, they're losing.
All right. So as mentioned, Texas Southern will receive the football first here at Hughes Stadium. Beautiful afternoon here in Sacramento. And the Shaw Bears will kick it away. Shaw uses 3 different kickers. Lincoln Shepard will kick it off. And back deep for Texas Southern to Marcus Washington and William Osborne. Osborne is a dandy. As you look at Shepard. But they'd like to be able to keep the ball out of Osborne's hands if possible. He leads the conference through 2 games in total yards. And Osborne will watch it go out of bounds. So Shaw starts the game with an error, and they will get Texas Southern, that is, with outstanding field position. And we'll take a look at the Texas Southern offense. And again, we featured him in the open, the quarterback Bobby Reed, who Eric mentioned transferred out of Oklahoma State. There is Bobby Reed. He's a big guy at 6'3", 230 pounds. Comes in 13 of 31 on the year. You see the season, 161 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. They're going to actually elect them to kick it over, so they're going to push them back, and they'll receive it again. They're going to move this football back to the 30-yard line. And again, we talk about Texas Southern, and the man they want to get their hands on the football has great speed. And Shepard this time will try to keep it in bounds. But William Osborne, who we will be hearing a lot of this afternoon from Texas Southern, there he is, number 2, and he is a flat-out dandy.
Well, that's amazing to not take the ball on the 40-yard line. That lets you know the type of confidence that the coaching staff has in him.
DeMarcus Washington, 2 interceptions on the year, a very good defensive back. So we'll do it again, and this one will stay in bounds, and it's Osborne at the 17. Again, he has great speed. The wall is set up for Osborne. And Osborne with an outstanding run back. He's all the way to the 48-yard line. A 31-yard return for Osborne. An outstanding field position. Why don't we look at the skilled players for the Tigers? Marcus Wright, Jarrell Marbury. You see Haith, Osborne, and Robbins. The offensive line. 1 senior, the rest are sophomores and freshmen. And when you look at Texas Southern, you'll see a lot of hurry-up football. They do not huddle. They get right up to the line of scrimmage and run the offense. Again, Bobby Reed with a 1st and 10 with the ball on the 48-yard line. And wide open across the middle, Brian Haith, the wide receiver from Upland, California, the junior. And they've got a 1st down inside the 40, and again, quickly right up to the line of scrimmage. Now, we'll quickly look at Shaw's defense. Again, Lewis Ellis, he is the prize on that defense. Walter Wells with Coleman and Campbell as they run the ball on 1st down. And all the way to the 31-yard line. Good gain on the play. Bring up a 2nd down.
Number 33.
So there's Wood on the carry for Texas Southern. Again, the quarterback, Bobby Reed, who is a transfer out of Oklahoma State. 2nd down and 5 at the 31-yard line. Caparelli trying to get to the outside, and he is awfully close to the 1st down. We'll see where they spot the football.
Well, let's see what happens on this 1st, 3rd down right here. Shaw's defense is the strength of their team. They got a very good return, that being Texas Southern from Osborne. And they have a solid drive going here. Shaw's defense has to stand up and hold him on this 3rd down and try and make him kick a field goal.
And they stop the clock. They may come out and measure. Yes, they, I believe, are going to bring the chains out. Let's talk a little bit about the hurry-up offense. We talked with Johnny Cole again the other day, and that's what they, and actually they are going to say it's a 1st down. They're going to get right up to the line of scrimmage, but they run it the whole game. They don't do it just in spurts. Why don't we check in with J.J. Stokes? J.J.?
Yes, we have legendary receiver Jerry Rife for the San Francisco 49ers. He's here joining us today as Texas Southern takes on Shaw University. Jerry, how does it feel to come back and see this event come to Sacramento?
Hey, JJ, really, I want to put my suit on. I want to put the suit on, get on the football field. But I think it's great for Northern California. You know, you get 2 black colleges, and these guys are going to square off today. And hopefully, you know, down the road, they'll continue, you know, bringing these black colleges up in here, because the experience for me was very gratifying to go to Mississippi Valley State University, and hopefully they get Mississippi Valley up in here next year.
When you think of black colleges, you think of the football game, but also what they do is they give back to the community. Can you talk a little bit about giving back to the community as what these colleges do?
Exactly, and UCAN is doing a fantastic job because it is giving kids an opportunity to go to college. And also, you know, the black colleges, you know, they give back to the community, and it's an experience of a lifetime. Then you got the Battle of the Bands, you got the step shows, all of that. And I wouldn't go back and change anything. I had the best time of my life. I know you got down at UCLA and all of that, you know, that big college and stuff like that, but I was at small Mississippi Valley State University.
And the thing that people don't understand is that just because you come from a small college, that doesn't mean there's no talent there. So when you look at it, what does small college teach these athletes?
I think, you know what, it's just that we're hungry. We're hungry, man. We want to make a statement. We want to represent the smaller college, you know, the right way, because if we have success, then they're going to go and look at some of those younger players at those small colleges. And Walter Payton, you know, he set the example. Then I had the opportunity of getting drafted to the San Francisco 49ers. So we just want to make a statement.
Thank you, Jerry. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, you just saw Bobby Reed picked off by Gerard Jones, a senior out of Baton Rouge, and he was able to run it back 43 yards. A poorly thrown football right there by Reed.
Well, Reed was looking for his tight end up the middle there, and he just stared him down too long. He gave Jones an opportunity to just step right in front of that one. If he's going to hit the hot pass, the pressure's coming. He wanted to hit the tight end on the hot route, but he just stared him down too long, held on to the ball too long. Gave Reed an opportunity to, gave Jones an opportunity to break on that one, and they're fortunate that he didn't take that one all the way back to the house.
Bobby Reed with his 3rd interception that he's thrown, and this is 3rd game. Oh, what a hit right there. Wow. Raymond Williams, the sophomore out of Cleveland, he ran into big Josh Jamisti, and there's no mistaking that contact. Jamisti right on head with Raymond Williams. There's the quarterback for Shaw, Marcus Brooks, the sophomore out of Macon, Georgia. 201 yards, a touchdown, and an interception through 2 games. As you look at big number 191, Jamisti. I formation. Texas Southern Contact, there was a flag, but I thought they were going to stop the play as he clearly made contact with the offensive line. And you see the pass thrown on the far side to Okanji. And here's the referee.
Captain, I need a captain. I need a captain. Hold on. Come on, guys. You come on.
Anthony Purcell trying to get a captain over there. Be a 2nd and 2 if they decline the penalty.
It was going to be right there. Okay? If you decline, it's going to be 3rd down about 1. If you go back, you're going to back it up to the spot, which was right here. The 2nd down again. 2nd and what? Okay.
I said 2nd and 2. Obviously, the play before that, they lost yardage, so they're looking at a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. But here's the official Purcell.
Offside. Defense. Number 63. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
There's contact there. I can't believe they didn't blow that dead.
Well, you know what? This is a great job just continuing with the play. Defensively, you have to finish it out. Shaw did a good job of just finishing out this play and put themselves in position to get an easy 3rd down here. This is a much more makeable 3rd down.
Yeah, 3rd and short. And they've got the 1st down to the 30-yard line as they keep it on the ground. So Shaw able to move the chains thanks to Raymond Williams. Why don't we look at the Shaw offense? Their skill players, Okanji and Petway, very good for the quarterback of Shaw University. Good targets for Marcus Brooks. See the offensive line. They've got one senior. It's the center, Pazdry. So it is a 1st down at the 30-yard line. Again, the quarterback, Marcus Brooks, 6'2", 195, the sophomore out of Macon, Georgia. Brooks eluding pressure. And Brooks able to get away from the sack, and he's across the 30 down to about the 29-yard line. Why don't we look at the defense for Texas Southern? They've given up a lot of points in their first 2 games, and that is an area that they will have to correct. As you see the defensive line, Antonio St. Rose in the middle with Parker and Beck, and the defensive secondary, Chapman, a good one. And you see DeJuan Fulgham. He is an outstanding player, and you'll be hearing his name a lot. Shaw looking at a 2nd and 9. And it's the 2nd man out of the tailback position. They split the backs a lot, and they do a lot of different formations. That time, Johnny Wooten, he's more of the power back in this offense. He's a freshman from Garland, Texas. They alternate 3 guys, Eric. We talked with the coach. You know, they have the speed guy, they've got a power guy, and they got an every down back.
And Wooten is definitely he's their grinded out guy. He's the guy that they think is the bestest ball player, the toughest, most physical guy. And that's exactly what the coaching staff is saying that they wanted to do this game. They want to just come at them, wear them down. They think they can get the front tired if they just go right at them.
First possession for Shaw after they came up with the interception. And Brooks with time. And a diving attempt and incomplete. The ball hit the ground to the dismay there of number 8, DeAndre Okanji. He thought he came up with it, but they said he trapped the ball. So it's going to be a 3rd down for the Shaw Bears.
This throw right here displays the arm that the coaching staff is talking about with Brooks, and Okanji is trying to, he laid out on it. That was actually a nice throw in a spot where only his receiver had an opportunity to make the play on with the skinny post. But Okanji has to learn how to jump up and just sell it a little bit faster. 3rd down conversion coming up short, as they said, incomplete. So here comes the long kicker, Lincoln Shepard. They're going to spot this ball at about the 33. It'll be a 43-yard attempt for Shepard, trying to get Shaw on the board first. Plenty of distance, a very good kick. And it is 3-0. The Shaw Bears strike first as they convert the interception into 3 points. So Shaw comes up with the big play on defense. And now Texas Southern has been outscored 55-0 in the first quarter of games this year. We'll be back here on Comcast Sportsnet. Well, the fans enjoying themselves out here on a sunny afternoon in Sacramento, the capital city. Classic. Shaw leading Texas Southern 3-0. With just under 8 minutes left here in the first quarter. The Tigers of Texas Southern looking at a 3rd down and 7. The quarterback, Bobby Reed, first drive of the football game, threw an interception.
And Shaw again applying pressure, and Osborne with a nice catch, and he's got the first down over the 35-yard line. Nice job there, Eric, by Bobby Reed, the quarterback, to hang in there knowing that the pressure was coming.
Well, good protection on that play. They did have a blitz coming. You're going to see him stand in the pocket knowing that he's going to take the hit, but he delivered a strike to Osborne. Osborne is his player. You see Ellis coming in doing what you expect him to do.
And a running play and a short gain. Gain of yard, maybe 2 at the most. Bring up 2nd and 8. Wood the third, the ball carrier. And the Shaw Bears, again, looking at a no-huddle offense from their defensive perspective as the quarterback Bobby Reed will work out of the gun on a 2nd down and 8. This is Osborne. And Osborne using his speed but can't get around the outside. As running him out of bounds was LaDon Levine. He's a senior here from Northern California, from Oakland. He transferred from Colorado State.
He's a player that the secondary coach for Shaw has high hopes for. But on that last route, Reed should have gotten the ball out to him a little bit earlier.
Oh, a nice play as they come up. They read that perfectly. Lucas Caparelli on a 3rd down. He is hit for a loss. And Shaw reading that. James Duplessis from Covington making the tackle. So a 4th down for Texas Southern.
That's a nice job just coming in, tackling. When I say nice job, I mean just by getting his hands around the running back's legs and making sure that he wrapped and rolled to get him on the ground. A lot of times guys will just let him run right through that.
Aaron DeLong, the pulling offensive lineman, not able to pick up his block, and the penetration had a loss on the play. So a 4th down. And a poor kick. And we'll see where they spot this football as the pressure was on. They got the pressure, and that was part of the reason for the errant kick. And they're going to still walk it up, and they're almost to midfield. They're going to mark that at the 47-yard line. Watch that pressure coming up by the Shaw Bears. Only a 15-yard punt. They did a nice job too of not running into the kicker.
A very nice job, even though he had a wedge in front of him, as though it was a kickoff on that one. Unusual formation, and the pressure was still able to get there. But that's Shaw's punch. That's another defensive play, and their mindset on defense is to pressure the ball at all times, and you see that. You don't get to be the #1 defense at any level without attacking.
All right, so the Shaw offense, they lead 3-0. Marcus Brooks, the quarterback, and he works out of the eye on a 1st down and 10. Big hole. And a shoestring tackle across the 50 as on the carry again, Raymond Williams. And he is short of the 1st down, but a pickup of 7 on the play.
Raymond Williams has a chance right now to just run through a hole that I think you could get any size, any F-150 through. He is the guy they want to get the ball to, get it in his hands. They believe he may possibly be the fastest guy on the field today, and he could break one at any moment.
2nd down, and the pass caught. And the big 6'5", 193-pounder from Portsmouth, Virginia, Julius Gregory. And he's got a 25-yard gain and a 1st down as the Shaw Bears are on the move. Let's check in with J.J. Stokes.
Well, it is evident down here, fellas, that Shaw is moving at a much faster pace than Texas Southern. And that's maybe because prior to the game, Shaw came out without shoulder pads, so they're firing on all cylinders.
All right, JJ, and you see again the big guy using all 6'5" of his frame to get free. And the Shaw Bears on the attack, 1st down at the 20 of the Tigers. Movement up front. Flags come flying. And look at breaking free, Johnny Wooten. He may go. And Wooten is in for the touchdown. Now, there is a penalty now, but it looked like it was offsides on Texas Southern. And Johnny Wooten, a freshman from Garland, Texas, rambles in from 21 yards out for the 1st touchdown of the game.
Wooten's doing exactly what they expected from this guy. Physical guy, breaking tackles, getting in.
Offsides on the defense, number 63. The penalty is declined. Result, touchdown.
So a nice run by Wooten. And on to attempt the extra point, Caleb Reed, to try to make it 10-0 here in the 1st quarter. So the Bears looking good on both sides of the football. And the kick is good. So with 4 minutes and 56 seconds left here in the first quarter, the Shaw Bears, 2 possessions, 2 scores, and they lead 10-0.
What you looking at?
I'm just on adultfriendfinder.com.
Very funny, Michael.
Actually, my assignment in biology is on the reproductive system. So I was kind of worried some pretty gnarly stuff would come up in my searches, but it didn't. I'm actually learning in a kid-safe environment.
See, aren't you glad we installed those parental controls from the cable company?
Yeah, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but you were right.
Yes, sweet victory.
Parents have options. Find out more about parental controls at pointsmartclicksafe.org.
So lame. And I'll bet he'll ask you for your real name or your address or something. Bam. Told ya.
Classic. Watch how fast I block him. Oh, and check this out. If I click this guy gets reported.
Really? Mm-hmm. You're like an internet cop.
I'm just doing my job, ma'am.
Be smart. Know how to react. Would your child know what to do? For more information, go to pointsmartclicksafe.org.
Well, Johnny Wooten from 21 yards out, and it's 10-0 Shaw.
Well, if you look at this play, look at the block here. Well, what happened on that last play? What happened was a block by Bentley and a block that allowed the touchdown to be scored by Wooten. Wooten is a physical guy. He was able to not only use his strength on that play, but he was able to definitely follow the scheme, be where he was supposed to be, and that allowed him to get to the end zone.
Well, Shaw's got to be very happy with the events here in the first quarter. As you look at the head coach of the Shaw Bears, Darryl Asbury, and his kicker, Shepard, will kick it deep. First quarter action with 4:56 left. Again, number 10 on the left and number 2 on the right. Number 2 is the Speedy Osborne. We've talked a little bit about him, and that's who they want to get the hands on the football at the Ken DeMarcus Washington, the other deep man there, number 10. He's at DB. He also has very good speed, but William Osborne could be the fastest man on the field. And it is Osborne, a very good kick, and it's at the 5-yard line. Nowhere to go, and he does not make it back to the 20. Not getting a lot of help. One thing we're noticing here early in the quarter, Shaw looks like a much more physical football team.
Definitely, they do. Again, number 1 defense. That lets you know that's the mindset of that team. That's the mindset of the coaching staff. You don't get to be that way without being an attacking squad, and you can see it right now. They are definitely the more physical club. They are delivering the blows right now.
You see number 92 run onto the field there, Lewis Ellis. He's a dandy, best player on the field maybe, and you may see him in the NFL shortly. Bobby Reed is the quarterback out of the gun on 1st and 10, and quarterback draw. And Reed gets about 5 yards. He's across the 25 to the 26-yard line. On the tackle, Tommy Campbell of Shaw, the senior out of Mobile, Alabama.
Bobby Reed is the trigger man for this offense, and right now they need him to make some plays. As the offense, he goes as the offense goes, so you're going to have to expect him to do more of that.
All right, 2nd down, and it is complete. 1st down across the 40 to the 43-yard line as Ricky Sanders, the freshman from Houston, picks up 17 on the play, and they're going to put that ball down at the 42.
Here we go. Good read by the quarterback. Reed delivered it on time, giving the receiver an opportunity to make the catch and gain some positive yardage. He didn't stare him down too long. That's what he has to do.
4 wideouts on a 1st down and 10. 4 minutes left here in the first quarter, and Texas Southern with the ball down 10. Reed again, this time over the middle. Dropped. That ball should have been caught. As number 2, William Osborne, again the junior out of Marshall, with 4.4 speed. He'd love to have another opportunity at that one. What about the Hobo offense? As you look at Johnny Cole, high-octane, big offense, always no huddle. That's what he's trying to implement here at Texas Southern. I'll tell you one thing, you better be in good shape if you're on that offense.
And playing against them defensively.
The quarterback Reed now calling out the play, and 2nd down and 10. This time good protection. And there was time, but the quarterback, Bobby Reed, just couldn't find anybody. Good coverage downfield by the Shaw Bears. Let's get back down on the field to J.J. Stokes.
Well, right now down here, Johnny Cole is signaling the quarterback after each and every play, and he's signaling using his hands to make sure that they hurry up the offense. They feel like they're out of rhythm, so right now they're trying to develop that rhythm and really go up with the hurry-up offense.
Third down and 14 for the Tigers of Texas Southern. They're down 10-0 here in the first. Only a 3-man rush for the Bears as Reed dropped the ball. Now he has time, and over the middle, throws behind the intended receiver Sanders, and it's going to bring up a 4th down for the Tigers. Sanders was open, but the ball was thrown behind him.
Well, Reed's doing an excellent job of not panicking on this play, scrambling, finding time, just delivered it a little behind him. That's a tough throw on the run, but he did give the offense an opportunity to get that first down. You know, sometimes you just want your receiver to help the quarterback out and make the great catch for him. Couldn't get it that time.
Robert Brown, the third, back deep for the Shaw Bears. Look at the pressure. Oh, and they are going to get penalized for running into the punter. I don't know how on earth they did not block that kick. Shaw now has come close the last 2 times. That time not getting their hands on the football. And it looks like Texas Southern's going to retain possession. Boy, I don't know how they didn't block that kick.
Well, one thing, if you get this close, you have to block it, and if you don't block it, you can't take the kicker out. That's just, you know, special teams 101. You have to take an angle to make sure that you don't run into the punter, and because plays like that hurt you. You're going to give Texas Southern's offense another opportunity to come out and possibly score on you. That could be the break that they needed to get some rhythm going.
JJ?
Spacing that Texas Southern has, it's allowing Shaw to really shoot the gap and get there. They've had 6 men on each of the punts, and they've come close both times. But as you said, Eric, they need to take an angle 5 yards in front of the kicker in order to make that block. Back to you guys.
All right, JJ, we appreciate it. JJ Stokes working the sidelines for us. It is a 1st down because of the penalty. That's basically the same as a turnover, as Texas Southern has it in Shaw territory at the 47-yard line. Reed looking near side, and the ball incomplete, as it was intended for Brian Haith. So it's going to be 2nd and 10.
It's an excellent job by cornerback Michael Howell, just coming in and closing on the route. Some routes beat you, other routes irritate you. A hitch route, 5-yard hitch. Hey, if he catches it, you tackle him for 5, but that was a great break by Howell and didn't allow him to have a second chance when he didn't catch it cleanly.
They really bunch up the formation top of your screen. Look at that. And now the quarterback Reed with the pitch. And nothing doing. I'll tell you, this Bears defense, they are solid. They are right on everything. As carrying the ball is Caparelli, the sophomore from Fairfax, Virginia. And he had 3 or 4 Garnet jerseys waiting for him.
That was a really good job by the defensive end of not getting fooled by the play, just taking care of his responsibility and stringing that play out, giving his pursuit an opportunity to come down the line of scrimmage and make the play.
Bobby Reed, quarterback. He'll keep it, has some room. And he's going to be, I believe, just short of the 1st down. We'll see where they mark the football. It's going to be close. So he's inside the 40. And, well, they are going to give him a good spot. So this will be a 1st down for Texas Southern. So they get the penalty.
1st down, 1st down.
As Shaw went in for the block, they roughed the punter, and it's enabled Texas Southern to get a little momentum here at the close of the 1st quarter as we approach the 2-minute mark.
Ball spotted on the 36-yard line.
Reed, quarterback draw. Has room. And he's down at the 25. Well, they picked up something that they like in the middle of that Shaw defense out of the shotgun.
Reed's the only guy that's making plays for him right now, and you're absolutely right. They've all been scrambles up the middle. So obviously they found something within his scheme to where they can open up the tackles. They must be blocking down on both of those guys, and he's running right down the middle of the defense.
They're designed quarterback draw all the way. As you see, they like to spread the formation and then use Reed up the gut. This time, 2 wide receivers to the top of your screen out of the eye. And Reed looking, firing, and has his man. And it's going to be 1st and goal for Texas Southern. Is on the catch, Brian Haith. So a good-looking drive here as Reed had to be helped up, but really getting in a rhythm. Now, we heard from JJ a couple minutes ago that they're having trouble getting into a rhythm. Eric, they're clearly on a rhythm on this drive.
Definitely in a rhythm after the penalty. This is a great throw running to his left by Reed, and he's going to take a big hit on this one, but he still delivered a strike.
And he's out of the ball game right now as Cornelius Harmon is in at quarterback for the first time. Runs away from pressure and almost intercepted off the bobble, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Texas Southern trying to score for the first time this year in the first quarter, this being their 3rd game.
This is why you have to catch it the first time it comes to you. This was almost a drive killer right here.
All right, it's a 2nd and goal. Again, the quarterback now, Cornelius Harmon, as we said, on this drive, as Caparelli is the lone setback. Haith goes in motion, and penalty markers down. And a timeout called.
Timeout. Shaw, first timeout charge of the half.
Well, Grant Napier along with Eric Davis and J.J. Stokes. And when you talk about Eric Davis, you know, we don't want to just talk about him. We want to show you Eric Davis. And here he is all over the field for the 49ers. Excellent defensive back. And he could go all the way right here, right? You got the speed there to just score a touchdown on that play?
I took it to the house.
All right,
took
buddy.
that one to the house. Took this one to the house, too.
That was in the playoffs, wasn't it, against Dallas?
Yeah,
it was.
You guys must have had that one on VHS or Beta or something. that's old, man. I'm shocked it's in color.
That was the playoff game against Dallas, though, wasn't it? That was the first play, like the first drive of the game, wasn't it?
That was the playoff
Yep.
game. Yeah, that last one there. That was a good day.
Field, I'll never forget that. The field, as it always was generally at the end of the season, was so muddy and the footing terrible. Boy, you go up there at the end of that playoff game in January, it was like a mud bowl there.
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah, I know you did.
Yeah, to check the tide schedule. That's if it's high tide, you're gonna have a slippery field.
Hey, coming up next, college football continues on Comcast Sportsnet as the Aggies of UC Davis host the Portland State Vikings. Portland State versus UC Davis next, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Well, here we are on a 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Bobby Reed is back at quarterback, and Reed rolls, and he tucks. And he is hit hard, but still on his feet, is coming up to make the hit for the Texas Southern, or rather the Shaw defense, was number 27, LaMichael Howell. He's a sophomore out of Pritchard, and he got a good look on Bobby Reed.
I am really impressed with the way that this Shaw defense is coming up hitting. Reed is coming around. This is the design play is to either have him run it or throw the ball, and he's going to take a solid lick right there by Howell. That is just throwing your body in there and wrapping up. A lot of times guys will try to go low on quarterbacks, but defensively you always want to try and get the guy just square up and solid, and that was a nice tackle.
All right, Reed with Wood in as the tailback, and he gets the pitch. Shaw there to react, and Wood has nowhere to go. Well, I'll tell you, that is just a great job by the Shaw defense to react. Nothing fooling them at all, and it's going to be a 4th down and goal for Texas Southern with 20 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Kalen Smith was having nothing on that one. These guys are definitely taking care of their responsibility, being where they're supposed to be. Just because the action is taking them in one direction doesn't mean that they're disregarding what they're supposed to do. They are playing sound, disciplined football and pursuing the ball like crazy.
I believe there was an injury timeout called with 15 seconds left, and again Texas Southern will be trying to get points on the board for the first time this year in the opening quarter of a football game. They check in at 0-2 on the year, and this will be a 24-yard attempt. Robert Hirsch, kick on the way, and it is good to end the first quarter. So the first quarter in the books, and we're at the Capital City Classic, Hughes Stadium in Sacramento. And our score after 15 minutes, Shaw leading Texas Southern 10-3.
Everyone is in progress.
Second quarter, Shaw on top 10-3, looking at a 3rd and 16 as Marcus Brooks out of the gun. Now we'll see if Texas Southern blitzes. Ball overthrown and intended for DeAndre Okonji. And it's going to be a 4th down for the Shaw Bears.
Had an opportunity on that one. That is the play right there that Coach Johnny Cole said he had to stop. That's the jailbreak screen. What happens on this play, you send all the linemen in one direction and you throw the ball to a receiver breaking back in the other direction to create a lane, almost like a punt return for him. But the ball was just delivered a little high.
Where you saw the big offensive lineman, Edon Kaufman, number 73 of the Bears, really getting in a lick there. Shepard, another long attempt. This will be from 38 yards. And the first one was good. This one, well, I'll tell you, this kid has some leg. That would have been good from 55 yards. And Shaw, perfect on their drives, 3 of 3 now, and they have built the lead up to 13-3. Keep up with all your favorite high school football teams from the Sacramento area with High School Sports Extra. You can watch High School Sports Extra with Gary Gelfand Tuesdays at 7, only on Comcast Sportsnet. That kid has some leg.
Yeah, yes, he does. That one, I agree. That one may have been good from 50 plus.
No, yeah, no question. Well, a 13-3 Shaw lead as they've had the ball 3 times. And they have scored on all 3 possessions. They are 1-1 on the year. They will go back to Raleigh. Meanwhile, Texas Southern, they don't know exactly when they'll be able to get home because of Hurricane Ike that came in last night and early this morning. Hurricane Ike creating a lot of havoc, obviously, in that region of the country. And Texas Southern, of course, the school located in Houston, the university right there in the city of Houston, Texas. Founded in 1947. They have an enrollment of 9,500 from the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Washington and Osborne. You see number 10 Washington, number 2 Osborne, and here's Shepard putting it on the tee.
Good job. Not helping me.
Shaw, one of the oldest universities in the Southeast, founded back in 1865.
Hey, Levine. Levine. Let's ride. Let's go get it, man. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Let's go, Ocho.
And a high kick. And this is Washington at the 24. Looks to get the wall set up and does. And he scoots forward across the 35 and close to the 37-yard line. Let's look at Shaw University. They're from Raleigh, North Carolina. Again, 1865 is when they were established. The enrollment of 3,700. Oldest historically black college in the South. It's a private institution. Division II football, the Central Collegiate Athletic Association. Raleigh, Tobacco Road, they're with, of course, ACC country. And, you know, we were talking with the coach. He said, we asked him about that. He says, well, no, you know, it's really good because we get a lot of transfers. They can say, hey, they want to come play in that area, and we're there. And he said, we get a lot of good football players.
And you can see it out there. This is not your typical Division II team. No. And another thing, when you transfer, because they get those Division I transfers, you can get guys that can come in literally. They can come to the school on Monday, and if they are academically eligible, they can suit up for you on Saturday. As fast as they can learn the offense or the defense and contribute, they are able to get out on the field. And you see just by the caliber of play right now. I mean, these guys have guys that can possibly play on Sundays out there.
All right, it's a first down after the penalty at the 46-yard line of Shaw. Quarterback is Reed. And Wood on the carry. Let's get back down to J.J. Stokes. J.J.?
On that last drive that Shaw had, you could hear the coaches screaming, let's punch him in the gut, let's punch him in the gut. By that they meant they wanted to do much like a boxer does and wear him out in the beginning rounds just to throw that knockout punch in the end so that they could score major points in the second half. Back to you.
All right, J.J. 2nd and 10. Here's Reed. Oh, what a hit that was. Wow. And no doubt about that. You see the big lick there from Martellus Braxton, number 90.
But that right there shows you the type of defense that they play. That hit does not happen if Braxton is not tracking the football. When he wasn't able to get the pass rush in, but immediately once he sees the ball is thrown, he's hunting up. He's turning around hunting. He's looking for someone to hit. That is good defensive football.
Brian Haith Man, it got hit there, and it's going to be a third down and 7. Pressure, and they have got the quarterback read all the way back at the 45-yard line, and once again it's Martellus Braxton. 2 great plays back-to-back for Braxton, a 13-yard loss.
You have to love a guy that can go back-to-back.
Well, that's great speed for a big fella.
And great job of finishing. Great job of getting there and finishing the play off. Yes, right, back-to-back. Didn't rest on his laurels from the play before. He's out continuing to hunt, and that's the makeup of good defensive football, when you have your D lineman hunting, playing relentless ball every play.
Stephon Solomon in punt formation for Texas Southern. Back deep, Robert Brown, you see there, number 1. Now we'll see if Shaw, they got 10 guys in the line of scrimmage. They are once again coming after the punter. Now they set up a return. They kind of decoyed that a little bit. And this is Brown. Brown gets a block. Brown with some room. Brown still on his feet. And Brown all the way to the 39-yard line. Good return. Got a couple of good blocks. So Brown gives Shaw a very good field position after a 22-yard return. Big hits from the Shaw Bears. Big hit on the scoreboard, leading by 10.
What's this jacket mean to me? It means a year of giving back, taking responsibility,
setting an example.
City year.
City year. A year.
A lot of tailgating going on at the south end of Hughes Stadium here before the game. That's where most of the fans were. Really a festive atmosphere leading up to kickoff here at Hughes Stadium in Sacramento. The Shaw Bears on top by 10. First down. And pressure and fumble. And this will go the other way. So Texas Southern comes up with the big play. And Antonio St. Rose goes in from 30 yards out. So St. Rose gets Texas Southern right back in this football game.
Well, Coach Cole said pressure defense is the way they have to approach it to win this game. He said there'll be times I may put all 11 men on the line of scrimmage because he believes his secondary is the strength of his team, and that allows him to do a lot up front right there. He saw the man coverage behind it, and the pressure was able to come in, cause a fumble, and this is just a great job of scooping and scoring. That's the type play that they needed to get themselves back into this game.
Matthew Valmore, number 90, is the one that made the hit that caused the fumble, and you saw St. Rose do the rest. So Texas Southern feeling much better about things, and Solomon adds on. So with 10 minutes left here in the second quarter, a 13-10, but watch the pressure by Matthew Valmore. He knocks the ball away from the quarterback Brooks.
It's a great job of just relentless play by D lineman. Valmore's going to come in and do the strip of the ball and allow another teammate to just pick it up and get into the end zone.
Well, we've seen number 90 on the last 3 plays, 2 for Shaw and 1 for Texas Southern, dominate right now in this last stretch of football. And so I guess if you wear number 90, you've done a very good job here in the last few minutes. It's 13-10. Well, that's got to make Texas Southern feel a lot better, because really Shaw in their first 3 possessions had moved the ball down the field, and they were 3 for 3 on drives.
Yes. Yeah, you talk about the Hobo offense, but defensively, just like JJ said earlier, they were just getting punched in the gut. They were just taking body blow after body blow, and they weren't responding. Just then you saw them respond, make a play, and say we're going to make a stand, and maybe that's what they need to get things going for them.
Johnny Cole, the Texas Southern head coach, in his first year, he played quarterback for the university back in the early 80s. His brother also is on the staff. And Polanco will kick it away.
Number 20.
Brown, number 1, you see there at the top of your screen. And he's back there with number 20, Raymond Williams.
Hey, 2-0. Here we go, 2-0.
Andy Polanco will kick it away. Here in the second quarter, a 3-point lead. Well, I don't know what that is. They do some of the weirdest things. The Texas Southern Tigers, they run up to the line of scrimmage, then they stop, then they back up.
When they do that, just it could possibly be an onside kick. They want to make you have to practice for it. One of those time wasters during the week.
Here's Raymond Williams at the 10. Big hole. Williams, full head of steam. Williams may go. And he out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Raymond Williams had a seam, and he went 74 yards for the Shaw Bears.
Well, I was just wondering, was that the play before the turnover that was going to get Texas Southern going? And right now, Shaw takes the ball, and Williams goes 74 yards right up through the middle of the return of the kickoff team. That right there is a momentum killer for Texas Southern, but definitely put Shaw right back in the position that they have been in the entire game, having the momentum, making the big plays, playing solid ball.
All right, so a first down and 10 at the 16 of Texas Southern for Shaw. They lead 13-10. As the big return set up, the quarterback, Marcus Brooks, trying to atone for his fumble on the last play, will call signals. Johnny Wooten is the tailback. To the end zone. Jump ball incomplete. Intended for Gregory. Again, he has the height advantage at 6'5", but nice defense there by DeMarcus Washington.
Coach Coles believes that his corners match up very well with these guys. Even though they're bigger guys, right here you're going to see an excellent job of just attacking the ball at the highest point. But he believes just because they're bigger guys, his corners still have the advantage. He thinks they're the strength of his defense, and because they are big, they're not as fast, and that's allowing them to make these plays.
All right, a big hole Wooten, and Wooten inside the 10-yard line down to the 5, and it looks like he's got a first down for the Shaw Bears. Wooten's been very effective here in the first half. He had a 21-yard touchdown run earlier, and they may measure this. You talk about the quarterback. I think you make a great point. DeMarcus Washington's only 5'9", and the receiver is 6'5", and yet it was Washington, as you got to look at Wooten, but it was Washington who was able to get up at the apex and knock that ball down.
Well, that's the whole thing. If you just have yourself in position to attack the ball at its highest point, you don't necessarily have to be where the receiver is. You just have to be where the ball you have to meet the ball at the point where it's time to make the play, and that's what he did on that play. And they're not concerned with the guys outrunning them because they don't have the speed to get down the field on them. So that's allowing them to play more aggressively and closer.
All right, first down for Brooks and the Shaw Bears. First and goal. Here's Wooten. Oh, a big play by the defense. No problem there as getting through was number 63, David Knighton. And he got penetration and a loss on the play, and it's going to be second and goal.
You see Knighton shoot through the gap, and this is a huge play. 3 or 4 yards out on the 50 aren't that big a deal, but once you get into the red zone, you get inside the 10-yard line here, that's a huge play right there for Texas Southern defense. Right now they have to do everything they possibly can after the long return to try and try to hold this to a field goal and keep themselves in the game.
All right, a loss of 4 on the play. Second and goal as it's back at the 10. They split the backs with the quarterback Brooks out of the gun. 8:35 left here in the first half. To the end zone, incomplete, and again the intended receiver DeAndre Okonji was open. The ball overthrown. So it's going to be a third and goal for the Shaw Bears. They've gotten down here a couple times. They've had to settle for some field goals. They do have a touchdown, but the other 2 drives resulting in field goals, and we'll see what they call here on a third and goal.
I know that last ball is definitely one that Brooks would like to get back. He had a wide open receiver. His guy King had run a good route, had freed himself over in the left corner of the end zone, and he just threw that one a little too strong.
King at the top of your screen, Okanji at the bottom of the screen for the quarterback Brooks. And overthrown. Pressure was coming, and it's going to be a 4th and goal as they send out the field goal unit and Lincoln Shepard. So Brooks now has gone 5 throws without a completion, 0-5 on this drive, and now the Bears will look to go up by 6.
Well, that last ball he had to throw away because there was excellent coverage by Wilkins, number 13 Wilkins, on that one. He tried to double move and he didn't bite on it, so he had to just get rid of it because the pressure was coming.
28-yard attempt by Shepard. And Shepard is perfect. So Shepard makes it 16-10. Second quarter with 8:25 left here. Shaw gets the run, or the long run on the kickoff return, and that sets up the 3. All in all, I mean, Texas Southern did pretty good on defense.
Texas Southern did a great job on that drive. I was just about to say that. They did a great job after that long run. You know, they just come out and made a solid stand, got a turnover, and put it in the end zone. And right there, the kickoff return, they had nothing to do with that. When they got on the field, they took care of business. They held them to 3.
Every Thursday on Comcast Sportsnet, it's 49ers Insider. This week, host Chris Townsend goes one-on-one with Brian Jennings. Plus, we go behind the scene at the Gold Rush calendar release party. 49ers Insider every Thursday night at 10, immediately following Thursday Night Football, only on Comcast Sportsnet. So we got a good game here, 16-10. Looked like it might be a blowout early on, but Texas Southern got that big defensive play to get them right back in the game.
We have 2 good defenses going at it, and right now it seems like they're starting to get into a rhythm, because, and you're right, earlier it seems as though Shaw had so much momentum and they were in such control of the game. It seems like they were just starting to build and it was going to snowball and they were going to blow these guys out. But you look at the score, they're only down by 1 play.
Well, how about the green look? The green sneakers for Shepard. He's easy to spot on the field, make no mistake about it. JJ? All right, the kick, Washington at the 11. Breaks a tackle. And he's going to go down at the 22, 23-yard line. Still on his feet. Look at him go. He broke free. How did he do it? Look at this kid. Wow, he thought he was down back at the 23. How about the effort there by Washington? And maybe that will give his team a spark, a 20-yard return. Boy, you got to love that effort.
Well, you definitely see that he's out there fighting. No one has told him that they don't have the momentum right here. Washington's going to come inside and break a tackle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. 6, 7. You got to love it.
What do they say? Keep your legs moving, right?
Keep your legs moving. I was trying to see if I could make it to 11. If he can make all 11 miss, he may have won a prize on that one.
Flag down.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike. Number 8 on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Now DeAndre Okonji getting hit with the foul or the penalty. I'll tell you that's really, I mean, because of that effort, now you get the 15-yarder tacked on, and that gives Texas Southern outstanding field position at their own 47-yard line. That's number 8 here.
You're going to see number 8 come in and just throw a guy off the pile right now. And that right there, you want your players to be aggressive, but that's just not smart football.
All right, quarterback keeper again, Bobby Reed. We've seen a lot of that. Reed has a first down into Shaw territory down at the 42-yard line. So again, they see something they like in the middle of that Shaw defense, and Bobby Reed capitalizing on it.
Well, the spread defense is it's making Shaw's defenders in their front 4 have to play a little wider, and it seems as though they're just blocking down on their 2 defensive tackles and allowing their best athlete back there to just run the ball right the field.
Tommy Campbell, the linebacker for Shaw, being looked at. That's why they stopped play here in the second quarter with 7:55 left. Again, if you're joining us a little late, Shaw went on top 10-0. Texas Southern was able to score their first points of the year in the first quarter to end the first quarter. Here's another look, and we'll see if we can pick up the injury. We had a big play by Texas Southern on defense, getting a touchdown. They get him right back in the game. 16-10 Shaw. As Campbell limps off the field, looks like you not too serious. Ball at the 42-yard line. First down for the Tigers of Texas Southern. Four wide receivers. They really spread the formation again. The lone setback is Lucas Caparelli. Caparelli has some daylight. And he is ridden out of bounds at the 34-yard line. A heavy tackle put on there by Gerard Jones. Jones had an interception earlier in the ball game, and a big tackle there on the ball carrier Caparelli.
I love the aggressiveness on this tackle right here. Solid job running through and finishing, but you know, he's very fortunate that they didn't throw a flag on that one. He rode him so long out of bounds. I like the way he did it. Old DB, I love seeing those guys get hit, but that can cause you that can hurt your team.
Pump fake, and now the handoff on the delay. And Caparelli, that time not fooling anyone.
If you look at the finish of this play, this is why you want to get the nice view and get on the sideline and watch the game, but occupational hazard.
That's right. Third down for Texas Southern, 3rd and 5. Reed looking for help, and he'll just throw it away, and it will be a 4th down for Texas Southern. So we'll see what Johnny Cole does here with the football at the 36-yard line. Actually, the 37-yard line, 4th down. And it looks like he's going to go for it instead of sending on a punter or a lone field goal. I'll tell you, why not? Field position for Shaw, if they get it back, won't be great. It'll be good. So he figures, why not? Offenses look pretty good the last few series. 4th down, 5, ball at the 37. Big play here for the Tigers. Time for Reed over the middle, and it is caught. A shoestring catch. Nicely done, and still on his feet goes Roland Robbins, the senior out of Houston. Oh, boy, you got to love that effort.
Roland made a play on that one. I said it earlier that sometimes you just have to make your quarterback look good on certain plays, and right here, Roland Robbins was able to reach down and make the shoestring catch, like you said, and continue to fight for more yardage to help put his offense in scoring position.
I won't bring up Mark Bavaro's name on that, and you see the short gain up the middle for Texas Southern. Caparelli.
That was, Bavaro-ish right there.
Yes, it was.
It really was.
You know what you love about this? You got Texas Southern. They've gotten blown out a couple of games. You see the effort on the kickoff return, then they get 15 yards tacked on, and then you see the effort there by Roland Robbins. And if you're Johnny Cole, you got to love that type of individual effort.
Dead ball, personal foul, number 24 on the defense. That's half the distance to the goal. 1st down. And
on top of that, you got a very undisciplined Shaw team here in this quarter.
Shaw has given up 30 yards of penalties on this play. They're playing smart football, but you can't do these type things and hurt your team.
1st and goal at the 9. Breaking a tackle at the point of attack was Caparelli, and he's to the 5-yard line. 6 minutes left, and another penalty marker down. Well, they're going to go half the distance again. Well, while we hear the referee, why don't we get to J.J. Stokes? J.J.?
On that last play, it was a simple face mask, but what has happened is the coaches are getting a little upset with the players because they are making careless mistakes. On the previous play, the penalty was called because Levine had his arm cocked like he was going to punch the guy while he was on the ground, and he stopped himself. But at the same time, the referee sees this and throws the penalty anyway. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, J.J. 1st and goal with the football resting inside the 3-yard line. Texas Southern trying to take the lead here, and Reed's going to take it down to the 1-yard line. So the quarterback, Reed, taking no chances, and it's going to be 2nd and goal from about the 1.
You can't throw a flag because the guy thought about hitting somebody. Come on, ref.
There's Reed again. I think it's pretty obvious what Reed wants to do, and he's in for the touchdown. Here comes another penalty marker. I don't know if they were set for a count. I really don't. We're going to see the call here. Reed went up there in a hurry. And let's see what this call is going to be.
The penalty won the touchdown, right? Yeah. Illegal participation on the defense.
Boy, another penalty on the defense.
Illegal participation. 12 men on the field on the defense. That penalty is declined. Result, touchdown.
Well, and now Texas Southern can take the lead for the first time. Well, they got a big play on defense, and then their defense held Shaw after a long kickoff return to 3. And they have been helped by numerous penalties on this drive for the touchdown. Robert Hirsch will try to give Texas Southern the lead. And what a shock, we have a penalty on the field.
Well, you know what I'm seeing from Texas Southern is some character right now. You know, football is such an emotional sport, and after that turnover, you saw a big emotional lift. The defense came out and continued that even after the return on them. And then you see on their ensuing return how the guys just fighting for extra yardage, and then they just start to, you know, and they're just trying to grind it out and play tough, hard-nosed football and get the tough yardage, just like Johnny Cole said they were going to, and it's gotten them into the end zone.
Hirsch will try to give Texas Southern the lead. 5:35 left here in the first half, and Texas Southern has the lead as they have come from 10 down, and they lead at 17-16. Second quarter here from Sacramento in the Capital City Classic on Comcast Sportsnet.
I have a good feeling about this. That's all I'm going to tell you.
It's been 9 years since the Americans last held the cup. The Europeans have dominated ever since. Now as Team USA prepares to avoid a decade of defeat, the Golf Channel will be embedded at Valhalla all week long, bringing you the best.
Well, it's 17-16 Texas Southern. And you see Reed here on the quarterback sneak for the touchdown, and watch after the play here. They've had 4 personal fouls, the Shaw Bears have, and look at this, defender does not get off the field, and that's why the penalty. But how about that? 4 personal fouls on the Bears in this first half.
Well, it's just discipline. Yeah, you know, it shows up when guys start to get fatigued. It shows up when guys aren't focused, and right now those penalties are a major reason why they're trailing in this game.
Polanco to kick it away for the Texas Southern Tigers, and again hopefully they're going to kick it off. You see back deep for Shaw. Robert Brown, the third. And an up back will take this out about the 27-yard line. And it's Marcellus McLeod, the fullback, a 14-yard return. And good field position for the Shaw Bears with 5 minutes and 25 seconds left here in the first half. They'll take over at the 41-yard line.
It's important for Brooks to come out right now and have a solid series and get some points on the board. Right now, the momentum has completely switched over to TSU, and he has to do something with this offense right now. Even if they don't score, they have to control the ball for a while and try and grind it out and get some first downs together, because they have to reestablish the way that offense was moving the ball earlier in the game.
Well, right now Shaw is beating themselves with all the penalties. 2 receivers to the right of the quarterback Brooks. Okanji and King down at the bottom of your screen. And this time it's going to be Brooks taking it himself. He's got the first down. He's to midfield and into Tiger territory at the 49-yard line. So Brooks send the formation to the strength of the right, and he goes weak side left and picks up the first down. Plenty of time left for the Bears here, down 17-16 in the first half. Johnny Wooten, the tailback. And it is Wooten. Breaks a tackle. And the big strong fella wrestled down by DeMarcus Washington, but not before he picks up 10 on the play.
Right through the heart of the defense. That's what they want from Wooten. He's the guy that they believe can get it done, and we see it. We've seen it all day today. He's a bruising guy, physical guy, and you know, good job of DeMarcus Washington in the secondary, just playing high and just making the big tackle. A lot of times guys will try and go low back there and allow a strong runner to break that tackle, you know, when they hit a leg. But you go high and take one for the team. Just know he's going to hit you in the chest, but you get him on the ground.
Aaron Ellison has come in at the tailback position as Wooten gets a breather, and it is Ellison with the football, and the junior from Hawthorne, Florida, as they use some clock here inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play, maybe 5. It's going to be second down and 5. And Wooten quickly back on the football field.
And this is the type drive that they needed to have. Sean needed to come out and reestablish that, okay, we can run the ball on you guys. We'll get some rhythm going again.
Second down and 5 at the 33. Wooten. And right now they're doing some power football. First down. That gets them to the 29-yard line. So a good-looking drive, as Eric points out, doing exactly what Sean needs to do here. Settle the game down a little bit, stop making mistakes, and get a good drive going. Again, Wooten stays in at running back. And a full start, and it's going to back them up. So instead of 3rd and 1, 3rd and 6.
Number 23 on the offense.
Boy, this is just killing themselves with penalties.
So far, that has definitely been their downfall. Wooten's number must have been called on that one, and he expected to get that 1 yard and just left a little early.
8 penalties against the Shaw Bears for 68 yards in the first half. That's a lot for a game.
That's a lot for a game, and you can't have that.
So a 3rd and 1 turns into a 3rd and 6. Good protection for the quarterback, Brooks, looking long, and it's going to be a touchdown right on the numbers to DeAndre Okanji, and the junior from Upland, a 35-yard touchdown catch, and just like that, the Bears are back on top.
You know, the penalty is for celebrating on that one, but again, that was just a good job of Okanji just getting past his receiver. I mean, getting past his defender and using that big body. You know, Coach Cole talked about how he wasn't worried about it because his receivers were his corners were the strength of the team, and they couldn't run past those guys. But on that play, he used that big body to create separation right at the end of it with just a little bit of push that you can do from a receiver standpoint, and they'll never call it. And that was a great job of getting clear, making the play.
You know, but again, I got to go back to lack of discipline. Everyone knows the rules. We saw it last week in a big game that affected a victory, Washington and BYU. You know, and that's just a lack of discipline. You know, now you hurt your football team, okay? Because instead of an extra point, the ball is back at the 25, and this becomes, you know, a rather long extra point attempt. That's just the lack of discipline by the Bears.
I agree with you on that. You look at most of the penalties they've had, they're not football related. When you start getting the personal fouls, that's the guy saying, I'm going to do this because I want to, and you can't have that.
So a 35-yard attempt, and guess what? It's no good. So because of Okanji's hot-dogging it in the end zone, he cost his team a point. And it's 22-17 right now. It's a 61-yard drive. Very good drive by the Shaw Bears. But instead of 7, they only get 6 because of the hot-dogging in the end zone right here by DeAndre Okanji.
Well, you know what? I'm a guy that I don't mind. Like I said, it's an emotional game, and I don't mind guys showing emotion when they're not doing anything in anyone's face or throwing the ball at anyone like that. But
it's the rule.
It's a rule. It's a dumb rule.
It is a dumb rule.
But it's a rule, and you're right. You can't do that. You know, like personal fouls, punching guys, things like that. That right there just goes without saying. That's just dumb football. You know, right there. That's just, you know, the guy's just, you know, he's emotional. It's an emotional game.
Absolutely.
He's emotional.
You got to let that slide. But it is the rule.
But you know, the rule is the rule, and you can't break it. And, you know, and that's unfortunate because he did. He just cost his team. He himself cost his team points. Well, 8 points. And the way this game is going, that 1 point could come into play.
Let's talk to J.J. Stokes. J.J., what do you think about these end zone celebrations and the way they're being called?
We saw that last week with Washington perform against BYU, and Jake Locker got a penalty for throwing the ball up in the air in excessive celebration. It was a part of the rules, and we see what can happen and how it can damage a game and hurt you in the long run, because that took them out of tying the game and bringing it to overtime. Well, right now it's 22-17, so a score from Texas Southern puts them down by 2, and Shaw would need a field goal to maintain the lead.
All right, JJ, appreciate it. With 3 minutes and 14 seconds remaining. And it's Washington. He had the big effort the last time he had his hands on the football. Broke several tackles. Not going to break this one, as he is run out of bounds by LaDon Levine. And Texas Southern will have it 1st and 10, trailing 22-17.
I have to say I'm actually shocked by the number of penalties that they've got, then the personal foul penalties, because of the level of play that this school has been able to maintain over the past few years. I mean, I've said it several times. You don't get to be a division. You don't get to be a #1 anything without a lot of work, without a lot of discipline, without guys doing their job over and over and over. So to see the dumb penalties right now, it just doesn't make sense.
9 penalties. I mean, that's just amazing. Here's a delay and nothing fooling. And guess what? Number 90 emerges again for the Shaw Bears. He has been amazing. Martellus Braxton. And he wraps up Caparelli. But what a first half for Braxton.
Well, you know, a lot's been said about Ellis, that, you know, that he's the guy, player of the year, All-American. But you know what? Braxton is saying, I want you guys to pay some attention to me. You may be at the game to look at Ellis, but you can't help but notice number 90.
Braxton, a senior from Lynchburg, Virginia. And they stop right before the snap. I don't know if the sideline called a timeout.
So we're going to reset the clock to
the play clock was not set correctly.
2-1. 2:59.
All right, so they're going to put 2:59 on the clock here at the
reset the
first
game
half.
clock to 2:59. Eddie.
2nd down and 15. Texas Southern with the football. Yeah, they're going to wait until they get 2:59 put on the clock. And there we go. We're down to 2:59. So Bobby Reed out of the gun over the middle, and it's the running back Caparelli catching it out of the backfield. He is shy of the first down. He's across the 35-yard line, and they'll spot it at the 36. It's going to be a 3rd down. It'll be 3rd, and it looks like 6 for the Tigers. Boy, there's been a lot of delays in this game. And again, they're looking at the clock. And here we go. They start the clock, 2:40. 3rd down and a long 5. Reed over the middle. Bad pass. Caparelli was open. The ball was thrown behind him, and it's going to be a 4th down. And a punting situation for the Tigers of Texas Southern, I would imagine.
Reed had a wide open receiver on that play, and that's a throw he needs to make. He needs to get that out in front of him and give his receiver an opportunity to make the 1st down.
Boy, Johnny Cole, the head coach, upset. He should be. He knows that that was an easy 1st down that Bobby Reed would love to have back.
And an opportunity for the 1st down and to continue this drive and possibly get points going into the half.
Back deep. Robert Brown, number 1. Let's see if Shaw is able to block a punt. They have come close on 2 occasions here in the first half. Solomon and punt formation. Now they set up the return. Oh, this is a dandy. A beautiful punt all the way back, bouncing at the 6, and it'll be down inside the 10-yard line. What a kick there by Stefan Solomon. That was a dandy. That is 70 yards. 70 yards with no return.
That's a great kick, but the best thing that ever happened on that play was just the defender going down and thinking he was on the goal line and throwing the ball back at the 5.
At the half, the platinum sound of Shaw. Friday's festivities, highlights, and stats all coming up here on Comcast Sportsnet.
70-yard punt with no return. That right there gives you a chance to really do some good things. You have a punter that can do that all the time.
So we'll see what Shaw does and how they handle it back down into their 5-yard line. Marcus Brooks, the sophomore out of Macon, Georgia, brings his team on the field, leading 22-17. See, Raymond Williams is 3 yards deep in his end zone, the tailback. And here he is. And some breathing room out across the 5. Tackled at about the 7-yard line. Maybe forward progress 8. And Johnny Wooten coming back on. Johnny Wooten has had a big first half. He's the 6'0 freshman from Garland, Texas. He's a power back, and he's shown us a lot here in this first half of play.
If they can get a couple of first downs right here, then they'll start thinking about actually scoring. Right now, they just want to get the ball out of their end of the field, out of their own end zone. But if they get a couple of first downs here, expect them to try a big play down the field again.
2nd and 5. This is Wooten. And he's tackled shy of the first down at the line of scrimmage. And now Texas Southern's going to use a timeout here with 1:25 left, or 1:23. They'll put some time back on the clock as they did call the timeout.
That was a great play by Fogum, the middle linebacker, just shooting through the gap and making that play on Wooten.
I don't blame the coach there. I don't believe Johnny Cole. You know, he's right. They let too much time go off. That's incorrect. They ought to put more time back on. And he has every reason to argue. That's just a bad job by the clock there. Well, a look at Texas Southern, located in Houston, established in 1947, an enrollment of just over 11,500. Historically black college, public institution. See Division I football in the championship subdivision and the Southwestern Athletic Conference. And we hope everyone is okay back home. We did talk to some of the members of Texas Southern after Hurricane Ike rolled through in the early morning hours. And they said, hey, we don't even know when we're going to be able to get back home to Houston. But it won't be tonight, as expected. There's Johnny Cole's brother, who's on the staff. He's a defensive coordinator, and really, I think he's got to be very happy with the way his team's responded here in the second quarter after a sloppy first quarter. They've really battened the hatches, and they came up with that big play where they returned it for a touchdown. They stopped them inside the 25, made Shaw settle for 3.
Well, they stopped the bleeding. Yeah, that what was happening. Shaw was just slowly bleeding them with the body punches, the body blows, and just grinding out the tough yards and then make a big play here. But they stopped that all, made a stand, and got their team back into the game.
L.C. Cole, the defensive coordinator, with his brother Johnny Cole, the head coach.
Okay, he's got him 25 now.
I would like to know. I have a question. Can we just run 2 plays? Just 2 consecutive plays without a problem with the clock. Would that be asking too much?
Well, they can always just cut it off and leave it and just let the referees, you know, take control out there.
And it's the quarterback Brooks trying to get the first down on his own, and I believe he is short. And again, Texas Southern will stop the clock with a minute. Now we stop the clock. There you go. Thank you.
Well, Johnny Cole wants that clock stopped because if you see right now, it's 4th down.
Sure.
And he's been trying to conserve those seconds because they can get the ball.
Absolutely.
He has a return guy that he has a lot of confidence in, and one big return, and they get an opportunity to get points before the half.
Well, keep up with all your favorite high school football teams from the Sacramento area. It's High School Sports Extra. Watch High School Sports Extra with Gary Gelfand. It's Tuesdays at 7 only on Comcast Sportsnet. Yeah, they got plenty of time, as you said, and they've got the guy back there, William Osborne, who does have the ability to break free. He's got good speed, as you see down at the south end of the end zone. All the festivities going on. A lot of people heading there for halftime. We're going to show you the Shaw University Marching Band.
I might run down to one of those tents and see if I can get something to eat.
You better hurry. You better hurry. There's a lot of people down there.
Well, you know what? The way the clock is going, I'll have time.
You know what?
Back.
You probably have time to have 2 meals down there. Again, back deep is William Osborne. Giovanni Gonzalez in punt formation, standing in his end zone, a yard deep. High snap and a line drive kick. Osborne, oh boy, was that dangerous, and he fumbles it. Oh, that's just not a good play by Osborne. That is not a heads-up play. Texas Southern would have had the football around the 50. Instead, he takes a gamble. It wasn't there, and Shaw comes up with a big play. Now they've got time to score here at the end of the half.
That was a killer. Everything worked to perfection. You get a great 70-yard punt. You go out and you hold them to, 3 and out. You're going to get the ball back, and then that just wasn't a heads-up play right there. I understand what he's trying to do. He didn't want to lose any yardage and get the roll, but there comes a time where you have to make the smart decision and say that, you know what, even if the ball bounces another 10 yards, we still get it in good field position with a chance to score. Now, like you said, you have just given Shaw an opportunity to score on you again.
Well, and they've got time with 56 seconds left. And Shaw on top by the score of 22-17. Right back where they want to be. Good field position near midfield. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. Brooks will keep it. Brooks with room. Brooks slides down at the 43-yard line. He did not get the first down, they're saying. A little bit of a mistake there. His clock continues to roll. He needed to get another yard. Marcus Brooks. And this time it is a first down to Raymond Williams. And they'll stop the clock here, I'm sure, with 25 seconds left. No, they are not. They're going to run up to the line of scrimmage. They'll hold the clock until the chains are set at the top of your screen. And now he stops it by spiking the ball. 24 seconds left. And the Shaw Bears and their head coach Darryl Asbury trying to get some more points here before half, thanks to the muffed opportunity that really was an unfortunate play by William Osborne. And he gives the ball right back to Shaw. 2nd down and 10. Now we've seen the long leg of the field goal kicker for Shaw. He's been outstanding. I'm talking about Lincoln Shepard. So he's got a big foot, and I don't think they need to go much farther to give him a realistic chance.
Another 10 yards, he definitely has a chance.
And let's see, no, Brooks could not get out of bounds. He's tackled at about the 37, and now they do take the timeout. So it is a timeout for the Bears. They lead at 22-17. And the ball is going to be spotted at the 37-yard line.
They have time to take another shot down the field and decide if they want to just get, settle for the field goal and just get, 5-10 more yards, or if they want to just actually take a shot to the end zone.
No, they're out of timeouts. Shaw, that's their 3rd timeout. And you see the platinum sound of the Shaw marching band getting ready here at halftime. We'll show it to you. Third down and 9. Marcus Brooks sends all 3 of his receivers to the left. Brooks, a sophomore quarterback from Macon, Georgia. His team on top, 22-17. To the sideline. And they're going to say out of bounds. Yes, ball caught, but Okanji was out of bounds with 10 seconds left. So now a 4th down here. Ball is at the 37. This would make it a 55-yard field goal attempt if they do indeed elect to kick the field goal, but it does not appear that will be the case. The coaching staff tells Brooks to get back on the field and just run the play. See the quarterback Brooks looking over at the sideline. Play clock down to 4, 3. They better hurry. 2, 1, 0. They will take the delay of game.
Number 7 on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still playing, 4th down.
I don't understand that at all.
I was just about to say that one confuses me, because if you are trying to get the first down, why give up the 5 yards, the extra 5 yards, if you wanted to just, you know, do a quick out or something like that and try and just give yourself another chance at a field goal?
It makes no sense. So it's 4th and 15. Brooks. Wide open, first down, and they'll get out of bounds.
And there it
with
is.
the reception. And now we'll look at Shepard. He was wide open. How do you give a guy that much room on a 4th and 15?
Well, you know what? That's why we're up here and not on the sideline. I guess the coach just needed a little more room to run that play.
See, Lincoln Shepard with 3 of 3 in field goals. He did miss an extra point, a lengthy extra point due to a 15-yard penalty. This is going to be a 38-yard attempt to end the half and make it 25-17. Kid's got a leg, and it is good. No good. I beg your pardon. I thought it was good. One official looked up and then looked at the other official, and they say no good. That did not miss by much. So that ends the first half of play, and it's 22-17 in favor of the Shaw Bears. So a good first half, and it should be a good second half, as we've got a close ball game separated by only 5 points. Again, 22-17. And make sure you keep it here, because in a moment we're going to show you the marching band of Shaw University. That's coming up here at halftime on Comcast Sportsnet. We're also going to hear from the coaches. J.J. Stokes will be going down to him shortly. But a good first half, as it was a 10-0 Shaw lead before Texas Southern came back to take the lead. And now Shaw leads it 22-17.
Well, Southern definitely weathered the storm and came out and played some solid ball after that, and gave themselves a chance in this game. I mean, it's a 5-point game. You know, this isn't baseball. That's one play, one big play, and they're right in it.
So the team's making their way into the locker room here at Hughes Stadium. It's the Capital City Classic, the first annual, and the fans being treated to a pretty good football game. Again, it's only a 22-17 lead, and let's now go downstairs. J.J. Stokes with the head coach. J.J.?
Yes, we're starting the second half. We're here with Coach Asbury. Coach, can you evaluate your team for the first half?
Yeah, I think we're playing pretty good football, but, you know, the penalties are really killing us right now. They're not really doing anything to stop us. We're hurting ourselves right now.
What can you tell your teammates in your team in the halftime so that they come out and play strong?
Well, first thing we need to be a little bit more disciplined on both sides of the football, special team. We're kind of letting our frustration take control of us a little bit. But I'm going to go in and talk to them, and we'll work it out in the second half.
You guys have been strong historically so far in this first season. In the middle quarters, but at the end you guys seem to fizzle out. What do you say to your team so that they finish strong in the second half?
Well, we knew this is not going to be an easy fight for us here. You know, Coach Cole and myself go way back. This game is bigger than me and Coach Cole. You know, Shaw right now, we're the defending champs, and we're going to give him the same speech I gave him for the championship game. We need to finish strong.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, we will come back, and we will have a look and listen to the Shaw Marching Band. We are at the half here on Comcast Sportsnet, and Shaw on top 22-17.
It's fall.
Coach Cole joins me here today. Your team trailing 22-17. What do you tell your team that they need to do in the second half to be successful and win this game?
Well, you know, we just got to execute on offense, stop the run on defense, and try to create some turnovers. And, you know, our guys just got to make some big plays. We've been dropping the football, and, you know, we got to be able to catch the football and make plays on offense.
You guys were really successful in that first half, spreading the team out and really exposing that middle. Is that something we can see more of in this second half?
Yeah, we'll try to come back and do that. But, you know, again, if you ain't catching the ball and execute, you know, you're not moving the ball. But, you know, offense, we got to be able to move the ball back. We got to be able to score this half.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, JJ, we appreciate it. And it will be Shaw getting the football to start this second half. And they lead by the score of 22-17. Good job there by the Shaw Marching Band. Brad Napier, Eric Davis, J.J. Stokes here on Comcast Sportsnet. Polanco will kick it away. I think the real key for Shaw is if they can reduce their penalties, they should be able to win this football game. The reason why Texas Southern's back in this game is because of all the terrible penalties by Shaw.
That's what allowed Texas Southern to be in it in the first half. You're absolutely right. If not for those penalties, this could be a completely different game. It could be a blowout.
All right, Polanco. Again, number 99 to kick it away. And a short kick. And it's taken by Johnson. He's got a big run right up the middle. He's down to the 49-yard line, and the Shaw offense will come on to the field, orchestrated by Marcus Brooks. Brooks is 6'2", 195, the sophomore from Macon, Georgia. And Brooks in that first half, 5 of 13, 138 yards, a touchdown, including a 47-yarder.
And Coach Athbury couldn't ask for a better setting with the offense when you have a young quarterback like that. And I was saying earlier, you want the running game to control it so he doesn't have to throw a lot of passes to win the game. Right now, Wooten is back there and just running the ball hard. The offensive line is blocking well. So the game is really not on him to win right now. And that's what you want when you have a young quarterback.
Right, you talk about Johnny Wooten. He ran for 49 yards in that first half. It is a first down and 10, the ball right at the 50-yard line for the Shaw Bears. The Capital City Classic, Shaw University from Raleigh, North Carolina, and Texas Southern from Houston, Texas. Fumble, big play to start the second half. Who's got it? And let's see, it looks like Texas Southern. So they come up real big to start this second half, and that's exactly what they needed coming out of the locker room. Big play there by the defense.
The defense has really picked it up for them. I mean, it set the tone and started getting them into it with the first turnover, and they started the second half. The first 5 minutes of the second half are extremely important, and they were able to come out and get something going. Right there you see a huge play by Alfred Jones, and right now they're giving themselves an opportunity to come out and just explode in the second half. Hopefully they can see, I can see this high-octane offense start to work.
All right, the fumble recovery by Burt Johnson. So it's Bobby Reed on a 1st and 10 inside Shaw territory. Here's the rush. The pass, it is complete. And Lucas Camparelli has a first down. He's inside the 30, and he's down at the 28-yard line. Tackled by James Duplessis. So Texas Southern wasting no time taking advantage of the turnover with a big play on first down.
Well, excellent job by Reed delivering this one out in front of his receiver, giving him an opportunity to catch the ball in space and gain positive yardage after the catch.
So Camparelli out of the backfield with the reception. First down, the football inside the 30 at the 29-yard line. Texas Southern trailing 22-17 as we are just underway here in the second half. Reed, the delay, fakes, end zone. Oh, boy, would he like to have that one back. He had a man wide open down there, and great fake. Absolutely tremendous job, but the receiver wide open, and Reed couldn't find him.
This is an excellent. They ran this play earlier, this little fake Statue of Liberty play, and they set him up perfectly off of this play. He takes one step back, has a wide open receiver, and he just flat out missed him. There's no excuse for that one, folks. He just threw a bad ball.
All right, second down and 10. Bobby Reed, quarterback draw. We've seen a lot of this. And Reed down at the 25-yard line.
Well, I think the coach called that play just so that his quarterback would have to run and take a lick after missing that last pass.
Whatever works, right? So I'll pick up a 5 on a play. It's going to be a third down and 5. Look at that formation, the strength to the left. They have it real bunched up over there. So the quarterback looks short side, pump fake over the middle, caught, and a first down. Brian Haith has it, keeps the drive alive as the junior from Upland has it inside the 15. Well, Bobby Reed, he's been busy. He started off the game with a bad interception, and this was it right here as he was picked off in the very first quarter by Gerard Jones. But he was able to bounce back. You know, he's made a couple of nice throws. He's taken some big hits. And Bobby Reed right now trying to take his team to the lead as they trail 22-17. Reed looks right and throws that way. And it is complete over on the far side. Making a catch, William Osborne. Osborne averages 185 yards per game of all-purpose yards. He's from Marshall, and he actually is a transfer from Marshall.
Reed's played a lot of football, and he's been in situations like this, and he understands that he needs to just calm down and get the offense calmed down, move the chains. Now, he had an opportunity for a big play in this drive, and he missed it, so he has to come back from that and get him in the end zone.
All right, Reed looks the same way, and incomplete. Again, looking for Osborne. Some contact over there, and boy, I'll tell you, Johnny Cole wanted a penalty, and I think he's got a good argument. I thought, well, Osborne looked like he was held there.
No, that wasn't contact. That was a mugging right there. You know, just bottom line. You know, if you look at the right side of the screen, you know, he's grabbing him here, and he grabbed him earlier. Right from the line of scrimmage. He was fooled a little by the double move, and you know what? That smart play from a defensive back. If he has you beaten, you know, take the penalty and not give up the touchdown. And look, you know, he won the lottery right there. They didn't even throw the flag.
All right, 3rd down and 7. Well, we have seen so many delays in the middle of plays. I don't understand what is going on with all the delays in this game. The official went over there. He's talking to the coaching staff. Now the football again at the 11-yard line, 3rd and 7. Jump ball, incomplete. And we'll be looking at a 4th down. Boy, I want to tell you, Johnny Cole, the head coach over there, is just absolutely livid. And he will send the field goal unit on.
Well, the play before, he could have complained about the pass interference, but right there, that was a nice job of the defender. Again, just attacking the ball at the highest point. They both had an opportunity to make a play on the ball, and there can be some contact when both guys are trying to fight for the ball, and that's all that happened on that play.
Robert Hirsch from 28 yards away. And it's good. So the Tigers of Texas Southern University take advantage of the turnover. They turn it into 3 points. It's a 2-point game.
Palace Fighting Championships is now available on Comcast Sportsnet On Demand and is free to all Comcast digital cable subscribers. From your on-demand menu, go to Sports and Fitness, Comcast Sportsnet, then select Palace Fighting. Watch TV on your terms with Comcast Sportsnet On Demand.
There's a little Raider in all of us. And on game day, we let it out.
We gon' have a good time. Everybody keep it tight. Get right. Keep it moving all night.
There's a little Raider in all of us.
There's a little Raider in all of us.
There's a little Raider in all of us.
And on game day,
we let it out.
Welcome back. This is JJ Stokes, and I'm standing here with Kenesha Allen, Miss Black Sacramento. Kenesha, what does it take to become Miss Black Sacramento?
It takes a lot to become Miss Black Sacramento. I think people have the perception that pageants are just all about beauty, and that's definitely not the case with the Miss Black Sacramento program. You have to go through an interview process. There's on-stage questions. There's poise. They teach you everything. It's a lot that goes into it.
I think a lot of us aren't aware of what's going on with it, but now that you have this title of Miss Black Sacramento of 2008, what are your plans next?
Well, community service really do plan on using my title to help various organizations. I'm working on something right now called Zero Tolerance for Underage Drinking. That's a foundation that I'm partnered with to try and help, and influence kids not to drink underage.
Well, Kenesha, thank you for your time and appreciate it. Fellas, she is easy on the eyes. Back to you.
All right, JJ, we appreciate it. As the ball is going to be taken by Robert Brown, and Brown still on his feet across the 35 to the 37-yard line. A 20-yard return with the score 22-20. So we've got a good ball game going on here with 12:25 left in the third quarter of play. And the Texas Southern defense, who came up with a turnover on the very first play of the third quarter, will try to stop Shaw here.
It's very important for Brooks to get something going right now. Texas Southern's defense has come out, and their last few opportunities on the field have been very good for them. I mean, they've been making plays since halfway through that first quarter. They've really stepped it up and started making plays, and they're going to have to do something on the Shaw side of the ball right now.
All right, first down at the 37-yard line. Here's Wooten. Big hole. Wooten. And he's across midfield. And he is all the way down inside the 35-yard line. A big carry for Johnny Wooten, who had 49 yards in the first half. Romps for 27 right there.
And it seems as though every time they need a play, we talk about they have to get something going. They give the ball to Wooten. He's just a reliable guy. Does a good job, and you know what? He's been getting excellent blocking from Smith all day long. He knows that. He's following those blocks and just taking it to the outside and getting a big gain for him right there.
So Brooks, the quarterback, it is team on the move at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10. Second man through is Raymond Williams. Williams to the outside, and Williams has a big gain on first down. Inside the 30, it looks like he's knocked out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
We definitely have a winning formula in the running game right now. Just line up in the eye and run behind Smith, and he's doing a good job with lead blocking, and they're getting some big gains behind him.
Johnny Wooten is back in at running back. Clock moving, 11:45 left here in the quarter. First they got 11:58 on your screen, but it's under 12 minutes either way. Now a timeout has been called with the score 22-20 in favor of Shaw. Well, Michael Strahan, he was a player at Texas Southern. Michael Strahan, who of course retired from the New York Giants and has moved into the TV business, but you look at him, he played from 88 to 92, all-time school leader with 41 sacks. Of course, he has the single season NFL record with 22.5 back in 01. And ends his career with the Super Bowl. Good way to go out.
That's a good way to go out, and that's a young Strahan right there.
The old boy.
Look at that picture.
You know, I had him on my radio show on Thursday. I thought it was very interesting. I was asking him about a Super Bowl ring that is huge, and he says he calls it a 10-table ring. And I laughed. I go, 10-table ring? He goes, yeah. He goes, it's great because when you go out to a restaurant, you can see it from 10 tables away. So I'm like, yeah, that's a good ring.
Yeah, they make them bigger and bigger every year. And besides, that's a big man. So
that's right.
That's a big ring when you make it in his size.
I mean, really, hey, you always play for the ring. You've got a couple of them, and you look at the rings that they make now, and it's just unbelievable. 22-20 Shaw. Now they look at a 3rd down. Wooten, and he's got the first down. We talked with the coach about his prowess, and he said, hey, this guy is just good, but we like him. He's got so much power at the point of attack.
Yeah, so he's physical, and you know what he's doing for a freshman, young guy. What he's doing, he understands that right in front of him, he has Washington and Kaufman, 2 strong run blockers, and he has Smith, a good fullback that's leading through, and he's following those guys right on their tails, and he's not trying to create things on his own. He's following the design of the offense and getting good yards, and you don't see that a lot in a young back. They come in and they just want to use their own talent.
All right, 1st and 10 with the football at the 21-yard line. Aaron Ellison in at running back, and he takes the handoff. And Ellison to the outside. And Ellison all the way down to the 10-yard line. And here comes a marker. And they will tack some on to this, I believe. It looked like it was a face mask. Or a horse collar, either or. But they got him around the helmet. Shoulder pads, could be a horse collar tackle.
Number.
White 16.
White 16. Half the distance, first down.
Antonio St. Rose called for the penalty. Face mask. Now watch number 16 here. He'll reach around from the backside. I think it was actually number 4 instead of 16. They called it on the wrong guy. It was actually on Montgomery Jackson of Texas Southern who got the face mask penalty.
And face mask, you know, when you reach out and just grab a guy's face mask like that, that's another one of those penalties that never has to happen. You know, I'm already on record with my disdain for the horse collar. I hate that rule, but anyway. But, you know, going with the face mask, that's one that just doesn't have to happen.
Well, Shaw knocking on the door, 1st and goal. They lead 22-20. Ball at the 5-yard line. Marcus Brooks, the quarterback. Brooks, pressure, and he did good just to hold on to that ball. Big play, big play. Josh Jamisti coming up there to make the contact first. He had help from David Knighton, but Texas Southern with a big play defensively.
Well, definitely, as they get closer to their own end zone, Texas Southern is doing a much better job of just using this pressure defense that they have. And right there you see Jamisti coming in, and receivers are covered down the field, and he's making a solid play, getting the pressure there and getting the quarterback down.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. You run the ball all the way down the field. You got a 1st and goal at the 5. Here's Wooten. He breaks free. He may go, and the big guy's in for the touchdown. Johnny Wooten with a 2nd score of the game. And as I was getting ready to say, why throw the ball when you got such a good power running game?
Well, we talked about it. You know, a young quarterback's best friend is a good running game, and you're right. They've been powering the ball down the field on these guys, and Texas Southern has not found the formula to stop it yet. And you're right. They go right back to the run and get a big play, get another touchdown.
99 yards on the afternoon for Wooten. And they'll try to go up by 2 scores. And the extra point is good. So we're in the 3rd. Over 10 minutes left. And Shaw with the lead here on Comcast Sportsnet.
This fall, the hottest shows are on Micron 4. Crime Time Tuesdays. Follow the men and women of law enforcement, jail and street patrol. Wednesday nights, we bring the laughs with an all-new 2-hour comedy block.
Yeah, boy!
Flavor Flav stars in Under One Roof, and Chris Rock's brother Tony Rock at the Tony Rock Project. And coming to Friday nights, Feed the Power. WWE SmackDown. It's all on Micron 4.
So lame.
And I'll bet he'll ask you for your real name or your address or something. Bam. Told ya.
Classic. Watch how fast I block him. Oh, and check this out. If I click this guy gets reported.
Really? Mm-hmm. You're like an internet cop.
I'm just doing my job, ma'am.
Be smart. Know how to react. Would your child know what to do? For more information, go to pointsmartclicksafe.org.
What's this jacket mean to me? It means a year of giving back,
taking responsibility,
setting an example.
City year.
City year. A year when I will make a difference.
In my community and in my own life.
City year.
The best year of my life.
In a lifetime of service.
This jacket,
Inspiring, transforming,
is something I had to earn.
City year.
City year.
City year!
Is this your year?
Well, the Shaw Bears now on top by 9 as the head coach Johnny Cole from Texas Southern, his team has some work to do, but they showed in the first half they can come from behind when they trail 10-0 and they would take the lead at 17-16. And they've really come up with the big plays defensively that have set up their offense. So we'll see if their offense can get a prolonged drive. As you look at the deep man, that's William Osborne from Marshall, transfer also out of Marshall. Grew up in Marshall, played at Marshall before transferring to Texas Southern, and there is DeMarcus Washington. Shepard with the kick and a high bounce, and Osborne. And Osborne with a good run back. He's across the 35 to the 37-yard line. So you want to be a cameraman, do you? Here's Josh, field level camera. And what do you think's going through his mind right about here? Yeah.
So you want to be a football player, huh?
Look at him. Good job, Josh. You're still there, buddy.
Attaboy, Josh. They don't pay you enough, Josh.
Oh, man. Third quarter. Just over 10 minutes left. And here's the pitch. Wood has it. And Wood is across the 40. Knocked down at about the 41-yard line by Monty Coleman. So it's going to be 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers of Texas Southern.
That was a nice tackle by Monty Coleman. He's definitely one of the guys that Coach Asbury was saying is a playmaker in his defense. He's one of those guys he thinks can play at the next level, possibly make it to the NFL.
And the pass is complete. And Osborne tackled immediately, but he's got the first down. Right at the 50-yard line. So Bobby Reed hooking up again with William Osborne. Fifth catch for Osborne. 35 yards on the afternoon in receiving yards for Osborne. First down right at the 50. Reed drops it and covers up. Big loss on the play of about 7 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 17. And Reed quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Wants to call the play as Shaw has 13 men on the field, and now they just do get off in time. Reed caught, now dropped. Never had it. Osborne, he needs to catch that ball. That was perfectly thrown.
Hit him in a bad spot. Right in the hands.
You know, I'm a little surprised because Bobby Reed had plenty of time to take that snap. He was looking right at the Shaw player trying to get off the field, and he didn't take the snap.
Well, even though he didn't get the easy penalty, he did deliver a strike right to his receiver, and Osborne has to catch that ball.
Sure.
The game's too close, and he's one of their playmakers, and he just has to get that ball in his hands.
3rd and 17, good protection over the middle. Caught, nicely done by Brian Haith. Beautifully thrown ball that time by Bobby Reed, and Haith is down at the 35-yard line, maybe the 34, and a nice hookup will make it 1st and 10 with 8 minutes and 37 seconds left in the third quarter. A 21-yard hookup.
Well, these are the type throws that Reed's capable of making. You know, you see him, you see some of the decision making and you question it, but then you see a throw like that and you say this guy has the tools to do anything out there.
Cornelius Harmon has come in at quarterback, and he throws a dart over the middle, and it is complete to Mark Ellis. Ellis, the freshman receiver at 5'9", 215 from Houston, and another first down. So Texas Southern's got it going on right now, moving the ball down the field. 1st and 10 at the 20 of Shaw. Harmon, who was the quarterback of Texas Southern last year, lost his job to Bobby Reed, but he does play each and every game on occasion. Here he is looking left, throwing, and it is incomplete. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Ball not able to be caught by Ricky Sanders, whose dad was the talented wide receiver for the Washington Redskins. Ricky Sanders.
Very good football player. Feisty.
I'm sure you had some good battles with him.
Oh, we had some fun afternoons. This is a drive that if Texas Southern can get this one in the end zone right now, again, they will get the momentum back on their side, and their defense would have done its part again.
Bobby Reed back in at quarterback. Throws, and it is complete. Short gain on the play. Thomas on the reception. So we're looking at a 3rd down now and 5 to go for Texas Southern. They're down 29-20. Reed making sure everyone is set. Plenty of time on the play clock. Down to 14-13.
And you say this is a no-huddle offense, but they actually do huddle.
And now a timeout called by Bobby Reed. It's an ineffective huddle / no huddle / try to catch the defense off guard on that one. They got to take a timeout.
Well, if you're going to do it, we were talking about it earlier. If you want to do it as a change-up and catch teams off guard, that's one thing. But if you do it all the time, teams prepare for it, and now you have to make sure you have your communication set across the board, or you get to delay games like that.
Hey, coming up next, college football continues right here on Comcast Sportsnet. It's the Aggies of UC Davis hosting the Portland State Vikings. Portland State, UC Davis next, only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Well, you know what? I made a mistake earlier when I said that if they could get some points off this drive, the defense would have done his job, because actually Shaw's offense came down and just ran the belly, ran the power, the two plays that Coach Cole said they had to stop, and they weren't effective on it, and they ran the ball to the end zone on it. So this is a big drive for them to get the momentum back, because this offense has to reestablish that, okay, we are in charge here, and that we can make plays on you. You know, it's the hobo offense, and they have to get the firepower going and put the ball in the end zone to try and break the momentum of the Shaw.
Johnny Cole, the head coach of Texas Southern, calls the hobo offense the high-octane big play offense. We've really seen the high octane come from the defense with big plays, not as much from the offense. But there's still plenty of time left here in the third. Blitz, and it is caught. What a nice pass by Reed, looking right at the pressure. And he finds his man Osborne. And it is a first down and goal for Texas Southern. That was a nice pass by Bobby Reed.
That was a nice pass, knowing that the blitz was coming. A lot of quarterbacks, you know, they'll either duck on that one or they just won't have the accuracy. And that was a good job just standing in there and delivering a nice ball.
7 catches now, 48 yards for Osborne. Here's the pitch. Caparelli, and he's in for the touchdown. So Lucas Caparelli with a touchdown, the sophomore from Fairfax, Virginia. And once again, Texas Southern showing the ability to come back. 29-26. And they'll try to make it a 2-point game. And this is when that play in the second quarter looks big with the celebration on Shaw's touchdown, which cost them an extra point. Because if this extra point's good, it's a 2-point game instead of a 3-point game.
You know, at the time we said that point could come back to haunt them. You never want to take points off the board.
Shaw jumped. Extra point, good. This clearly is against Shaw, and that makes it 29-27.
You're gonna decline. You're gonna decline it. You're gonna decline it.
We'll be back. Got a good game here in the Capital City Classic on Comcast Sportsnet.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
In February 2009, TV stations will broadcast exclusively in digital. Every TV that's hooked up to cable will still work just fine. If you get TV through an antenna, you can still keep your sets working. Just call 888-DTV-2009 to learn about a government coupon program for converter boxes, or visit dtvtransition.org.
29-27. Grant Napier, Eric Davis, J.J. Stokes, and we've got a dandy going on here at the Capital City Classic. Tight ball game. Nice job here by Lucas Caparelli.
Just made it to the pylon. Caparelli got a good block from Thomas. Just cut inside of that and just tried to beat the defender to the pylon and just got in.
So Texas Southern, the Tigers will kick it away. Polanco, as you look at number 1 for Shaw, and that is Robert Brown. And again, a short kick taken by the up man. And with the ball is Raymond Williams of the Shaw Bears. And he's down at the 44. Boy, what a big game for Johnny Wooten. He has been the man for Shaw offensively running the football very first quarter. Johnny Wooten was going to run off right tackle for 21 yards. Look at the block that he gets there. And he is off to the races. And that made it 10-0 in favor of Shaw. Wooten has not stopped there in the first half. Here's the other touchdown around. Big hole. And this will get him down inside the 40-yard line. And then off the stutter step and the hesitation. Johnny Wooten running it in untouched. And Wooten has run for 99 yards on the afternoon. 29-27, the I formation for the Shaw offense. Wooten is in at the tailback, and now it looks like Marcus Brooks is changing the play. 7 minutes left here in the third. Looking long, intercepted. Picked off by John Huddleston. And Huddleston, he's to the 40. And Huddleston run out of bounds, and I go back. They just had the football. They just ran the ball at will up the field. They come out and they throw it.
You know what? He got exactly what he wanted. He changed the play. He saw the blitz, saw the man coverage, had a guy one-on-one, and he just didn't put enough on the ball. You know, Washington was able to step inside him. Again, sets his feet, throws the ball, has a perfect coverage back there. He didn't lead his receiver far enough, and Washington is able to cut underneath it and get their interception. That's a great job by the corner, just coming through and making a play on the ball. But if he leads them a little more, who knows what would have happened on that one.
DeMarcus Washington, his 3rd interception of the year. And here, look at this little razzle-dazzle. And it did not work. Did not fool anyone. Well,
the razzle-dazzle and the flea flickers, that all works if your offensive line can hold up. But the way Ellis and Braxton are just fighting through right now, that makes it extremely difficult for a play like that to be effective, because, you know, the front, the defensive linemen from Shaw, they're just too strong right now. I mean, even after all the snaps they've taken, they're still out there hunting.
All right, so Texas Southern, after the interception, now looking at a 2nd and 10. And here's Osborne. Nothing doing. And boy, he makes something out of nothing, though. Nice job by Osborne. He let the defense run by him, and he gets about 3 on the play. So a big 3rd down upcoming for Texas Southern, as they are trailing 29-27. Ooh, what a block that was. Boy, did you see number 98 there coming out of your screen? That was one heck of a block there. Peters of Texas Southern laying the body on the Shaw defender.
Campbell is not happy about that one, but that's what happens when you play in the middle and you don't keep your head on a swivel.
3rd down. Nice job by Bobby Reed. Reed still on his feet. Reed, look at the move by Bobby Reed. Play of the game right there. The effort by Bobby Reed, and he's got a 1st down. He was hemmed in, looked like he had nowhere to go, kept it alive, and the senior from Houston with a big 3rd down conversion.
Reed right now, you see him get away from Braxton, and then he's going to continue to run, breaks another tackle, and then right there, number 31, Duplessis, also has an opportunity to get him. But this is why they want him at that position. He has an opportunity to make plays for them,
play.
with his arm, with his feet, and that was a huge gain, and they needed it.
And here's Caparelli, and Caparelli is inside the 20 down to the 19. Here in the 3rd with 5 minutes and 25 seconds. You see Bobby Reed's numbers, a total of 187 yards. And we have an injured player. And now a timeout has been called. Well, the Shaw Bears look a little fatigued over there, as their lead right now in jeopardy, up 29-27.
Well, that's, Coach Cole wanted to wear them down. He wanted to, he was thinking the no huddle offense would, wear these guys down, that it would take effect on them in the 2nd half, and that he would be able to start gashing these guys. They pursue so hard that they would create lanes for the runners to start breaking through, and it's starting to show.
Next Saturday, UC Davis heads to Missoula to battle the championship subdivision powerhouse, University of Montana. The Grizzlies certainly will provide a huge test for the Aggies. UC Davis football next Saturday at noon, right here on Comcast Sportsnet. That is a football factory up there in Montana. Speaking of the Aggies, they're on next, so be sure and keep it here on Comcast Sportsnet as they host Portland State.
That's a good program, Portland State.
29-27. Bobby Reed. Wood at the running back takes the pitch. Flag comes down. We will have UC Davis coming up next. That is if this game ever ends. and a hold on Texas Southern.
This one may make the Guinness Book.
Yep.
For the longest game.
Number 72, I got it right there.
So we'll come back to celebration, we'll go back 10 if they want.
10, see y'all. Y'all want to back them up, right? So we're going to replay second down. All right. Holding. Number 72 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
So it's going to be second and long for Texas Southern. The ball is backed up to the 30. They've got to get to the 15. So second down and 15 with 5+ left here in the third. Johnny Cole, the Tigers head coach, talking to Bobby Reed. Here comes the corner blitz. And Reed able to duck away from it. Reed tucks and runs. And he is out of bounds at the 22. Let's check in with J.J. Stokes.
The momentum that was carried by Shaw University in the first half has done a complete flip. Texas Southern now has the momentum, and what Shaw University is trying to do, he's bringing all his players down there so that he can rally his troops and try to create some energy for this defense for Shaw University.
All right, JJ. Bobby Reed on a third down and 5. Another big third down conversion upcoming. Over the middle, caught Osborne, first down, and it's going to be first and goal for the Tigers of Texas Southern.
You know what, right now, Texas Southern just seems to be a step faster. They just seem to be doing everything just a split second quicker. You saw in the blitz, Reed was able to avoid it right there. There's a linebacker just 1 second away from making the play on the ball and having a positive play for Shaw, right? And conditioning is becoming a factor.
And they just dropped the exchange. Bobby Reed never got the ball cleanly. So that first and goal will make it now second and goal, but they'll be at the 11-yard line. Little things.
Coach Cole's been upset on the sideline with a lot of those little things that you were just mentioning.
Well, you know, it's been a long time since they've won a football game. This program was 0-11 last year. Now, of course, Johnny Cole wasn't here last year, but this is a winnable game. And, boy, when you don't win them that much, hey, it's tough over there, as you see Reed, and he keeps it run out of bounds at about the 6. But, you know, I mean, hey, 0-11 last year. They lost 22 seniors, Texas Southern did a year ago. So you hire Johnny Cole, who played quarterback for this university back in the early 80s. And let's face it, he was very honest to say it's going to take some time. And he goes, we've got to start somewhere. And regardless of whether you play in Division II team or Division I, hey, you got to start somewhere. And this is a very winnable game right now for them.
Yeah, it definitely is. Right now, they're just behind by 2 points, and knocking on the door to score and take the lead. And winning it's a conditioned response. You win enough, you start to expect to win. You start to hold your shoulders a little higher, and losing is learned as well. And these guys have lost so much that he has to break it.
All right, Reed, end zone touchdown. Wide open is Roland Robbins, and for the second time in this game, Texas Southern has come from behind to take the lead with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third quarter.
Well, Reed just stood in the pocket with all the confidence in the world. You could tell that he had no doubt that he was going to complete that pass to his tight end on that. When he finally got wide open, obviously he saw something in that coverage that he knew it would be there, because he just seemed so relaxed on that throw.
He sure did, and now they'll try to add on with the score 33-29. And they are going to go for 2 here. Wood is in at running back, along with Caparelli. And a timeout has been called by Texas Southern. Let's take a look at this pass from Reed to Robbins. Well, not much to it. That's just throw and catch. 6'3", 250 pounds. That's a big target for the quarterback, Bobby Reed.
Quick setup from the quarterback. Saw his tight end wide open, and you know what he did on that one? He just took his time and delivered the ball right between the numbers. He's had another couple of opportunities today to get some points, you know, where he missed some receivers, and on that one, like I said, he was just relaxed and just threw a perfect strike.
Boy, there's a lot of time left in this game to be going for 2 here with 3:16 left. And not only that, but they had to take a timeout in addition.
I agree. Kick the extra point.
I agree. It's way too much time.
You have the momentum right now. You kick the extra point, you know, just go from there. Your defense is playing well, although the last drive, you know, they gave up the touchdown, but you have to expect Shaw to have a good drive and do something from time to time. You're not going to stop him every time, but the defense has been playing well. It's been a strong point for his team today. I say you know, you just expect them to go back out and give them an opportunity to come back out and give the ball to you.
All right, they spread it out for Bobby Reed. They don't have 11 guys on the field, and that's not too good after a timeout.
And now if they make it, I take that all back.
No, I hear you. But no, I'd still kick the extra point. Reed, pressure, and it's no good. So they go for 2, and it stays 33-29. But Texas Southern, they started off the second half with a big play on defense as they created a turnover. And now they lead at 33-29 with 3:16 left in the third. Well, we've got a good game here for the Capital City Classic. And a close game that has all the indications that it might be going down to the wire. And it's been back and forth, and certainly we'll see if fatigue is a factor at all with both these teams lining up and no huddles. Both teams have run a lot of plays. Now, Bobby Reed has had a good second half. I mean, here's a guy that is a big player at 6'3", 230 pounds. He's a transfer from Oklahoma State. Steps in the pocket, finds his target right there. Brian Haith on a big pickup. He's been able to run. Look at here as he gets to the sideline. Nowhere to go, and he makes something out of nothing. That was a huge play on third down to keep the drive alive, which resulted in this touchdown to Roland Robbins. So really, you got to give a lot of credit to Bobby Reed on that drive. That third down, he did it on his own, kept it alive, and they punch it in for the touchdown.
Well, Bobby Reed has the ability to be a big-time quarterback. I mean, he was coming out of high school, out of Texas. I mean, he won the 5A state championship there, which is no easy thing to do in high school football in Texas. I mean, he did that. He goes into Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, and they're touting this guy as the next Vince Young. I mean, that's the expectation level that they had from him. And, you know, after coaching change there at Texas, you know, things kind of went downhill. I mean, I'm sorry, at Oklahoma State, things kind of went downhill for him there. And, you know, he started sharing time with the quarterback, and that would eventually led to him being benched and wanting to give up football. Next thing you know, he's here at Texas Southern. Johnny Cole tells him he's going to build a program around him, and you know, look at him. He's second game right now. He's coming out and responding and having a second half and getting his team within striking distance.
Yeah, listen, I don't want to be too critical here, but Texas Southern.
He led a game on the kicking team, number 99. 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
You know, there's just too many gimmicks and stuff. Just kick the ball away. You know, they run up, they fake as if they're going to kick, then they back up. Just stop the gimmicks. It's just, it's killing them right now. Now they got to back up 5 yards, and, you know, they're not fooling anybody. No, really. I mean, and I hope, let's show how they do this now. They will put the ball on the tee, and then they get in a bunch formation, and then they all run up to the line, and then they stop, and then they go back, and they just had to delay a game penalty. Well, I just think they're hurting themselves. They have momentum now, and they you know, it's a penalty that, you know, ends up costing them 5 yards.
Well, tell me how you really feel about it, though. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. Let it go. It's good for you.
It is good for me.
Vent.
I don't hear you saying you disagree.
Well, I don't.
Now the ball is kicked out of bounds.
It was dropped out of bounds.
Or dropped out of bounds, I beg your pardon. Yeah, it was dropped over there by, as you see, number 20 on Shaw. You know, so John Thompson dropped it out of bounds. So let's see what they do here. I'm talking about the Shaw offense. And let's see how they are able to rebound. Now they're down 33-29. And there's plenty of time left, 3 minutes and 14 seconds left in the third quarter.
There were 3 plays that Coach Cole said he had to stop. The jailbreak screen, the belly, the power run. Those 2 runs, he hasn't stopped yet. They tried the jailbreak screen once and missed it. The belly and the power, they just scored a touchdown on the last drive, and we were talking about why would you even try through it. Until they stop that, that's exactly what Shaw should do. They should just go back to handing the ball off to Wooten and see if they can tackle it.
Well, Wooten's in there. And here he is. And he's able to bounce to the outside, lowers the shoulder, and he picks up 4 on the play. And he's over 100 yards for the afternoon. So he gets about 5 on that carry, maybe 6.
I mean, again, they tried the power on that one just to go off tackle. And look, he got 5 yards. You know, it didn't look like much on that one because he's been getting such big gains. But right there, I mean, a coach will take 5 yards a pop every time.
This time he runs into his offensive lineman who got pushed back. Somebody got real good push up there on the defensive front. And that's going to now bring up a 3rd down as the ball carrier that time was Aaron Ellison. And he ran into his own man.
Yeah, he almost got tackled by Carlos Bentley. His offensive lineman almost got him on that one. He was just blown up on that play. And that's the way they're going to have to attack that belly. If they want to get it stopped, if they want to give themselves a chance, they're going to have to get some penetration at the point of attack and start trying to play the game on Shaw's side of the offensive line.
Marcus Brooks, the quarterback from Shaw, looking at a 3rd down and 8. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Little delay, and Texas Southern there as they've got Raymond Williams hemmed in, and he's all the way back inside his 10-yard line. So a big defensive stand from Texas Southern, and they should get the ball back in good field position.
And if they do, they should really thank David Knighton. He has really had some great plays early in the second half. I mean, he's been able to just jet through and cause some penetration. And I was just saying that they have to start trying to play the run on Shaw's side of the offensive line, and that's what they've been doing the last couple of plays.
Matthew Valmore, you see number 90 who just went off the field. He has had a huge afternoon, and you see the Shaw Bears putting out of their end zone, deep in their end zone. Osborne back waiting for the punt. And this is a short kick. And look at this. It's going to be down at the 20-yard line. So Texas Southern leading 33-29 will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 10 or from the 20-yard line of Shaw. And obviously Giovanni Gonzalez would like to have a do-over on that punt.
Well, yeah, he's looking for a mulligan. That's not good. That's one that we call a coach killer. Because if he continues to punt like that, a coach could lose his job.
All right, Bobby Reed with just a golden opportunity here to make it a 2-possession game. Quarterback draw. And he's inside the 15, down to the 12, maybe the 11, depending on where they spot it. Very good pickup on 1st down.
Well, I don't think that was a design run on that last play. He was looking outside to his receiver on the left side, and he was able, Reinhardt wasn't able to get off the ball just then because he just got jammed up so hard by the corner.
All right, 2nd and short. Under a minute left here in the 3rd. Here's the pitch to Caparelli. And Caparelli runs out of bounds, but he's got the 1st down. So for Texas Southern, they're going to be looking at a 1st and goal, leading 33-29.
How big would that extra point be right now from the last touchdown drive?
Yeah, they went for 2, and it stays 33-29. Well, now they're down at the 3-yard line. That time the ball carrier was Wood. Now they're going to say he had a knee down at the 4, so they back up a yard. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Johnny Cole, the head coach of the Tigers, trying to watch his team run it in from 4 yards out. The quarterback Reed, pressure, Nice job to elude. Look at the athletic Reed, and he's in for the touchdown. Bobby Reed, what a third quarter this young man is having.
There is absolutely nothing else the coach could have asked him to do on that play. You know, the receivers weren't there. You know, the protection wasn't there early on. He ran around trying to make something happen, avoiding the rush. You know, he's still looking downfield, trying to finish the play. His receivers weren't there, and then he just tucks it and just does what playmakers do. He found a way to get it into the end zone and get the lead for his team.
Second rushing touchdown as Texas Southern on top, 39-29. And with 6 seconds left in the third quarter, the extra point is good. So Texas Southern, for the first time in this ball game, they have a double-digit lead. And Bobby Reed having a big ball game. Boy, I'll watch the athletic ability of Reed.
I mean, these are good defenders that he's avoiding right here. And now, look, changing direction, still looking head up, looking downfield, because if a receiver had been open, he was ready to deliver the ball to them with the throw. But he saw that he could get into the end zone, tucked it down. I mean, he's a big, strong guy, fast guy, and confident guy, the type guy that they want to build their program around. And he was able to get it into the end zone.
So we've got 6 seconds left here in the third. And the punter for Shaw, the last time we saw that he was only able to punt the ball to the 20. That's Giovanni Gonzalez, and it was only a 20-yard drive for Texas Southern.
Coach killer.
Oh boy. Now watch if we can keep an eye on the Texas Southern kickoff team. Watch how they do the kickoffs here. It's very unusual, as the kicker is Andy Polanco. Now he puts the ball on the tee. Now watch what they do here. They get a very tight formation. The whistle blows. They don't waste any time. Polanco waiting to make sure that the official gives him the go ahead. Calls out the play. Now watch. Whoop. Now let's do it again. So,
and that doesn't bother you at all, does it?
You know, it doesn't. No, absolutely not. I just have never seen that before. Have you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
I have.
really?
It's one of those things that coaches do just to give you something else to practice during the week.
Well, Shaw is going to try to bounce back. And with the football is Williams. And that will end the third quarter of play. There is a penalty marker down.
Of course there is.
White, kicking team offside.
Offsides on the kicking team.
Yeah. Y'all want to re-kick? Who the captain?
I love the open mic.
On right here. Hey, captain! Give me the captain, please.
They've got excellent field position at the 40-yard line.
Re-kick.
They better give him a captain because he's getting upset.
Well, I'd like to see him re-kick so I can see him run up to the line, back up.
Number 28 on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
Beautiful. Let's watch this again. You know, because we have a chance now at either a delay a game, an offsides. Maybe they'll actually try an onside kick. So the third quarter is officially over as far as the scoreboard clock goes, but the officials are sending the teams back on the field to re-kick.
You can't stop. You can't end on a defensive penalty.
No, you can't. So they'll do it again, and this time they will kick off from the 25-yard line. And this time, I think they're not going to do any gimmick. They're just going to kick the ball off as they line up in a regular formation. Again, 6 seconds left in the quarter. It's actually Hirsch who's kicking it off. And a line drive kick. Taken by Williams. Williams with some room. Williams across midfield, and so it results in a nice net of 15 yards because of the penalty. And that ends the third quarter of play. We've got 15 minutes of football left. A 37-yard return. It's an 11-point lead for Texas Southern.
Every one of us knows someone who has been affected by cancer. More than 1.5 million Americans will be diagnosed with cancer this year alone. Each one of them faces new challenges and decisions. I'm Patrick Dempsey, and I know firsthand how dealing with cancer can impact someone's life. My mother is a 2-time ovarian cancer survivor. Our entire family rallied together to support her. One person alone does not beat cancer. That is why I support Breakaway from Cancer, an initiative created to raise awareness about free services and programs for people affected by cancer. Breakaway from Cancer supports the services of 2 nonprofit organizations, the Wellness Community and the National Coalition for Cancer Survivorship, making support, education, and hope available to everyone. These organizations promote quality care and help those touched by cancer take an active role in their recovery and get them the tools they need to live well with and beyond the disease. Don't go through this alone. Visit breakawayfromcancer.com and connect to a variety of free services and programs.
Hughes Stadium, Sacramento, California, on Comcast Sportsnet. Grant Napier along with Eric Davis and J.J. Stokes. And right now, the Shaw Bears find themselves down by 11 points. And they have been outscored 23-7 here in the third quarter. Now the fourth quarter. And movement and a penalty marker comes, and it looked like Texas Southern was in the neutral zone, so it should be a 1st and 5. So Shaw here with a big drive upcoming as they are down by 2 scores. A Capital City Classic, and they'll move this football inside the 40, and it will be spotted at the 38-yard line.
Defense, 5-yard penalty. Still playing first down.
Again, Johnny Wooten has had a big game, over 100 yards. He is the second man in the backfield there. The freshman out of Garland, Texas, has looked very good. The quarterback is Marcus Brooks. In motion goes King. Wooten, he runs into the quarterback. And a missed exchange there, almost disastrous for Shaw. Fortunately for the Bears, they were able to hold on to that football.
It's definitely not the way the coaching staff wanted to see them start this playoff. Coach Asbury, I'm sure, is going crazy on the sideline when you get these 2 guys that are, key players in your offense running into one another right now on an important drive like this.
Yep, no gain. So it's going to, or I should say, a loss of 5 after the 5-yard penalty. So it's right back to the original line of scrimmage, which is going to be at the 43-yard line. It's 2nd down and 10. Split backs for the quarterback Brooks. Low snap, pressure. Nice job to elude, and Brooks runs away from 2 and has the first down, and still looking for more. Great play by Marcus Brooks. He made it all happen on his own.
That was definitely all on his own, because Alton Terry should have killed him on that play. Alton Terry was going to come in come in on his left side, and he's just flat out missed it. And that's just Brooks making a play. His coach said that he was a playmaker, that he's the guy that they expect to, come along as he learns the offense and learns situation ball better to improve. But that right there, that was just a nice athletic play on his part.
A 23-yard pickup for the quarterback Brooks, and it's a first down at the 25-yard line. And this time, not much doing up the middle for Raymond Williams, as he was hit again by number 90, Valmore, who has had a strong afternoon. And into this early evening, we're past 7 o'clock here on the West Coast, but really he has been all over the football field. Matthew Valmore from Houston, 6'3", 260, and he's a good-looking player.
He's the guy that really has been. He was the catalyst to get things going for TSU today. They were kind of just getting pushed around, beaten up, and he just took it upon himself to start making plays.
2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line. Pressure. Here's the blitz. Brooks again able to get away from 1. Throws to the end zone, and it's incomplete as he took a big hit. Pass intended for Julius Gregory. But you saw the pressure from Josh Jumisti as he put all the heat on Marcus Brooks.
And Austin Terry right now is still upset. He's still looking for him. that's 2 times in a row he was just able to just juke him and then just make it, still give himself an opportunity to make a play.
Big third down upcoming here. So Brooks on a 3rd and 10, just at the 25-yard line. Again, here comes the blitz. Screen set up. This could go. Oh, and he dropped it. That was the perfect play call, and they could not hold on as the ball was dropped by King.
They're playing against a pressure defense. It has been getting to the quarterback the last couple of plays, and they decided to, great play call, used it against them. They have to execute.
And now they will attempt a field goal to try to make it a 1-possession game. And we have seen a very strong leg from Lincoln Shepard here in this football game. And he is going to attempt a 43-yard attempt. He's got plenty of leg. We've seen that. This is not going to get there. So it is no good. It was partially blocked. So a big play from Texas Southern. We'll be back. It will be the Tigers football with the lead, 40-29.
This fall, the hottest shows are on Micron 4. Crime Time Tuesdays. Follow the men and women of law enforcement. JLN Street Patrol. Wednesday nights, we bring the laughs with an all-new 2-hour comedy block.
Yeah, boy!
Flavor Flav stars in Under One Roof, and Chris Rock's brother Tony Rock at the Tony Rock Project. And coming to Friday nights, Feel the Power. WWE SmackDown. It's all on Micron 4.
Mine eye has seen the glory of what pride and poise can bring. I've witnessed divine intervention and worn 3 shining rings. I've rode shotgun with legends and stood proud at the hall. I can also see the future, and it begins this fall. A band of young Avengers answering the call, building legends of their own on both sides of the ball. For there's a little Raider inside us all.
Coming up Sunday on Sports Night, the Niners and Raiders look for their first wins of the season as they battle division foes. We'll recap all of Week 2's action, plus the A's and Giants close out their weekend sets. Catch that and more Sunday night at 11:30.
Back here in Sacramento at Hughes Stadium, it's 40-29 with 4:37 left. Texas Southern trying to get into the win column, something they were not able to do a year ago, and they are in a very good situation. Bobby Reed back in at quarterback. Here's Osborne, wants to stay in bounds and runs away from the sideline. Smart play right there.
Very smart play. Keep the clock running. We've seen that on the last 2 opportunities where players had an opportunity before. Texas Southern had a chance to go out of bounds. They're just staying in bounds, keeping the clock running. They understand the game. And the coaching is showing up, disciplined football. That is really what got Shaw in trouble, playing undisciplined football.
Shaw did lead this game 10-0 in the first quarter, but the Texas Southern Tigers came back and took the lead at 1 point in the first half. Then they trailed at the half. Then they were able to start the second half with a big turnover, and they have never looked back. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout and a delay game, either or. But Johnny Cole, tell you, Johnny is getting a workout on the sidelines tonight.
Delay a game for the offense. Number 1, 5-yard penalty. Still playing. Second down.
So one thing about Johnny Cole, I mean, he has been into this football game.
On that last one, I think he was trying to tell his quarterback, just take the penalty. Don't worry about it. Forget calling the timeout. Let him waste those extra seconds and take the penalty.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, they're just running clock, and it's going to be third and a long ways to go.
Regardless, it was going to be third, a long way to go. So that's one of those things he's trying to get his quarterback to understand the situation and make the smart play.
Ken, we want to remind everybody that coming up right after this, Davis and Portland State will go live to that game. blitz. Reed, screen, set up, caught by Capillary, fumbled. Are they going to rule it incomplete? Did they ever have ball? Nope, they're going to say incomplete pass. Caparelli got lucky there, boy. He was juggling the ball. They're going to say he never had full possession.
Yeah, he was juggling it the entire time.
Yep. So a 4th down.
It was a good call. They had the blitz going, but he did catch it cleanly. That was pretty close, though. That was
very close. You know, are you a little so? I'm just, you know, it's 4th and 20, and I understand the play call, but if you run it, you keep the clock moving. Either that or you force them to take a timeout. Now the clock stopped. Obviously, Shaw still needs 2 scores, but you know that would. Oh boy, look at Shaw go off sides. Well,
and yes, that last play, there's no way you throw the ball.
I was just going to ask you that. Yeah, just run it and use the clock.
You just run it. Even on that play, basically they were looking at that as a little simple, you know, draw play. Why not just run the draw and hand it to him? Why take the risk on that little middle screen?
Well, Shaw off sides, and they've really hurt themselves with penalties in this game, particularly in the first half. They had 4 personal fouls in the first half, Shaw did, and they have not really corrected that problem here in the second half.
Offside on the defense. Penalties decline. First down.
I think that when you look at the problems that Texas Southerners had punting the football tonight, there's, you know, no reason that they would ever want to punt the ball again. That's why they declined that penalty. They do not want to take a chance of disaster back there. So I think that's a good decline there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 1st and 10. Shaw down by 2 scores.
Let's go. Let's go.
And the pass is complete. Travis Robinson is in at quarterback right now. And Travis Robinson with the completion. And it's a 1st down into Texas Southern territory.
You know, and Coach Asbury was saying that, you know, that Travis Robinson is the guy that understands situations, that understands what he would, how he wants things to work at certain times.
And again, Robinson rolling, throwing. And it's incomplete.
And, you know, and because of that, because he understands how to coach things, how to coordinate things, and what he wants to get done, maybe he should have had him in, you know, on that last drive, because, you know, he does know that Brooks is still trying to learn some things, trying to learn offense, trying to learn situations. And you know what, if you're going to make the switch, maybe that would have been a good time. You know, it's always easy to second guess, but, you know, that's, Coach said that's what he's there for.
2nd down and 10, and the ball broken up and batted down by the defense of Texas Southern. William Parker, freshman out of Cincinnati. As that ball was an errant throw, and it's going to be a 3rd down and 10. Just over 3 minutes left here from Hughes Stadium. And again, we have 3 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. 40-29. Shaw is trailing here in the Capital City Classic, and a fumble there. And that's exactly what Robinson does not need. So now a 4th and long. And right now things going from bad to worse for the Shaw Bears.
And I don't think there are very many plays in the offensive playbook for 4th and forever.
Nope. It's 4th and 18.
Let's go.
They do have very large receivers, and maybe they can just throw one up and hope that a guy comes down for it.
Pressure. Robinson over the middle and incomplete. So the Texas Southern Tigers will take over on downs with 2 minutes and 41 seconds left here in the ball game. And you see Cameron Beck right here from Sacramento, 6'1", 210 pounds, coming back home with the Tigers, able to enjoy a little time back in Sacramento before he has to return to Houston. He might even get an extended stay here because the team is unable to get back to Houston at the moment because of Hurricane Ike. So the Tigers and Bobby Reed back onto the field. And it's Caparelli. And Caparelli a gain of 3. We understand that Texas Southern will actually stay until Tuesday. So hopefully they'll get back and everything will be fine in the Lone Star State.
You hope so. Serious damage there.
Absolutely.
The Texans aren't even playing on Monday night, are they?
No, they're not. The roof of Reliance Stadium was damaged, so they're not playing. Well, we look at some of the alumni from Shaw University, located in Raleigh, North Carolina. Dr. James E. Shepard, founder and president of North Carolina Central University. How about Willie E. Gary, founder of the Black Family Channel? James Bone Crusher Smith, former heavyweight champ. And Flip Murray, currently of the Atlanta Hawks. Right now, the clock reading 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Again, we will go to UC Davis when we're done here for the Aggies and the Vikings of Portland State. Second down and 9. And this time the quarterback Reed.
Just told him to stay fucking wide.
And did they stop the clock over there? Yep, he went out of bounds. Let's get an update. It's 21-7 UC Davis.
They got a good football game going up there.
This game is 10 minutes shy of going on 4 hours.
Well, that's impressive. That is impressive. Football games don't last that long.
Especially impressive for those of you who have to drive 3 hours or so after the game. All right, the quarterback Bobby Reed. Reed is inside the 40-yard line, down close to the 36. Clock continues to move. Beautiful full moon here in Northern California.
You know, I'm impressed with the way Reed just came out and settled down. You know, the defense changed the momentum for his team, and he settled down and started doing the proper things to get his offense in positive situations, put points on the board, and that's what he was brought in for. He was brought in to be, you know, a settling force on this team and run Coach Cole's offense, and he's the guy, as they say, and he was able to get it done today.
There's Osborne. And Osborne, let's see where they spot this football. Osborne's had a nice ball game himself. It was a 4th down there. And with the Shaw player standing up on the sideline, it's difficult to see. And nope, they are going to get the ball short of the first down. So Shaw with 1:15 left takes over, down 11. So 1:15 on the clock. Youngsters having a lot of fun out here at Hughes Stadium.
You see some of the kids out here, and that's what this game was brought to this area for. You talk about the HBU colleges. They're coming to a community, and what they try and do is, you know, promote education, promote sports, promote, you know, kindness to one another. That's what this is all about, you know, with all the activities that they're having. It's good to see the kids out enjoying it.
And they will look long, and this pass well overthrown as Travis Robinson trying for the home run ball, but obviously Texas Southern's got a couple of defenders back there. Well, for that man, relief. Johnny Cole is going to get his first win as Texas Southern head coach. And this, make no mistake about it, this is a big step for this program. They were 0-11. They've lost 15 in a row, and it's a big step for Texas Southern to get a victory here tonight.
You know, it's a huge step for Coach Cole in getting guys to buy into a system. You know, he was at Lane University. He was at Lane College before this, and he was able to have the first back-to-back winning seasons in that school's history. So he knows that his program works. So he's trying to get these guys to understand it now.
At Texas College, Concordia, then at Texas State, at Southern, and at Jackson State. The next 5 ball games for Texas Southern. Robinson incomplete. Ball intended for Okanji.
He knows he has a long way to go, but he definitely gets some ammunition to use on the guys when he can say, hey, look, if you follow the program, if you do things the correct way, we can get some victories.
And now they will have a very disjointed week. As we mentioned, they will not be able to go home until Tuesday. Second down and 10. Well, that's the way the second half has gone for Shaw. Just nothing happening for them in a good fashion.
He gets the All-State award on that one. Things just started to go downhill. I believe the conditioning did become a part of it, but you know what? You also have to give credit to Texas Southern for coming in, stepping up, and making plays and getting it done when they needed to.
Third down and 10. Pressure, look out. And Robinson is sacked for the loss. DeJuan Fulgham. So Fulgham makes the sack from Killeen, Texas, the sophomore. Down to 30 seconds.
That's a fitting way for this defense to finish things off, coming in and making a play like that. Because it was definitely the defense of Texas Southern to turn things around for them.
No question. Big play to open up the second half. Believe it or not, I actually think this game's going to end. Here's Robinson. Oh, look at that hit. And the ricochet picked up by King. And with just a couple seconds left, he's able to get out of bounds. And they'll have to take one snap because that was a 4th down.
You're trying the old
little hook and ladder.
Hook and ladder. It's never supposed to work. Everyone remembers it in the game against Oklahoma and up on the blue turf. But that play's never supposed to work. You practice it all the time, defensively and offensively. But I guess it is documented now that it did happen one time. It worked, so teams will continue to run it.
So one last snap, and the final score here tonight, 40-29 in the Capital City Classic, and congratulations to Johnny Cole. This has been a presentation of Comcast Sportsnet. For more information, including upcoming schedules and events, all you have to do is log on to Comcast Sportsnet. I want to say thank you to everybody here in Sacramento for taking care of us at the Capital City Classic. For Eric Davis and J.J. Stokes, I'm Grant Napier saying so long from Sacramento. Now stay tuned as we go to UC Davis. Join Roxy Bernstein and Mike Lamb.
There's a little Raider in all of us. And on game day, we let it out.
We gon' have a good time. Everybody keep it tight. Get right. Keep it moving all night.
There's a little Raider in all of us.
There's a little Raider in all of us.
There's a little Raider in all of us.
And on game day,
we let it out.
This fall, the hottest shows are on Micron 4. Crime Time Tuesdays. Follow the men and women of law enforcement, JLN Street Patrol. Wednesday nights, we bring the laughs with an all-new 2-hour comedy block.
Yeah, boy!
Flavor Flav stars in Under One Roof, and Chris Rock's brother Tony Rock at the Tony Rock Project. And coming to Friday nights, Feed the Power.